Yeah, I forgot to play the music. So welcome back to Run the Block. It wasn't working the way I wanted it to. New LBS update typically catches me somewhere. This time it was just that minor fact. I now have to stop and play it at the beginning instead of it just going live when I hit the start stream. But whatever. So this is episode 7, entitled Luxury. Last session we had a real fucking wild one. I would say that things in real life were kind of weird. We had lightning storms. Joe Orbick's already fun internet died, and I believe mine was getting on the verge. There were some weird hiccups on my end as well. I think someone said that their awning was pelted to shit with hail. Anyway, um, we're back. Last session, there was a fight after Kincaid and crew went and met with the fixer known as Delphi, aka Joanne Murphy, former detective for Vice in NCPD. Um, the fight was with a group of Sixth Street gang members who unfortunately were tied to a plot related to a person who is not currently on the stream. And the narrative of that specific segment to it is kind of focused on that individual as well. So what we're going to do is we're going to just ignore that, and we're going to focus on it being Tuesday, which means that Monday you would have healed up, rested, taken some downtime because of the fight, and then the day after that would be Tuesday. Um, I believe that would be the 18th, and I'll double check the calendar here to be sure, but pretty sure that's the case. And with that, I just need you to group up and decide what you're going to do moving forward with the information that you've got, and kind of go over that information as a team. And I'll put some background music on for you and leave you to it.
I guess we can meet at Hungry's. This is assuming we've had
Hell yeah,
the
let's
day
do
of
it.
R&R. I'm not sure what all Joe was privy to, so Kincaid would have to report. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. I was trying to push forward. I didn't know you were talking. Go ahead.
Uh, Kincaid would try to report that Delphi had found, from a reliable source that she believes, the systems that they were intending to steal are in fact likely in that building due to it was like a temperature reading from a satellite that matched a battery size to the device. Is that correct?
Yeah, you put a battery to the tracking device.
Yeah.
There were some 500 that matched that heat signature. Kincaid is still fully convinced this is all for show for King Tao to have a training exercise, show of force, and use people as target practice. So Kincaid's come around is in favor of giving King Tao a black eye on this. It's still Hungry's call, go or no go.
I mean, it's a pretty beefed up security team. You think we can take them?
I still want to scout ahead, if able. Try to scan their radio frequencies. Get what intel I can. I may need to ask you to put the bill on. Oh, what was it? It was a skill chip for Chinese language. Just in case.
Yeah, it's a good idea. The more information we have before we go waltzing in there, the better it's gonna be for all of us.
I believe Grip. I've seen you utilize a sniper before, right?
Yes.
Would he be willing to play spotter?
Always.
get a better view of what that rooftop looks like, what kind of movements we could expect, and hopefully pick up any kind of chatter that might benefit us. Because I'm on your side again. I'm willing to teach these fuckers a lesson.
Good. It's good to have you on the team. We're gonna need you. That's for sure.
And with that, I think Kincaid, John, just for your information, Kincaid did a little shopping for a plain armor jacket and helmet to better disguise his identity. So he's not wearing his bright yellow overcoat and exposed face.
Yeah, absolutely.
I've got the radio scanner, the scrambler, descrambler. I think it would be wise to get one of us a skill chip for Chinese language because Kangtao is a Chinese company. There is that off chance that they insist on utilizing that in their radio transmissions.
Leo, you would know that only the higher ups speak Mandarin specifically. Offshore, like outside of China, whatever language is utilized city-side is what's kind of on the docket. The only reason that this would not be the case is you know that in your specific department, to kind of keep, let's call them unloyal operatives, I guess, such as yourself, individuals who weren't born into the company, individuals who kind of came in and were kind of being kind of monitored a bit more than normal, they would typically speak Mandarin around them. You know that Lux Lee is not a higher up. It's highly unlikely the case that if she's the one running the show here, that she is going to have that be the case. But if there's someone else who's a part of your department that's kind of on board with this, then you might be a bit fucked and need that shit. It's a low chance.
Yeah, I don't think there's going to be very likelihood that that's going to happen. It's nice to have the chip, but if we don't get it, I don't think it's going to be that big of a deal. Usually only like the really, really high ups speak Mandarin.
Take your word for it. I have a habit of being overcautious lately.
And if they're
We'll get
really
one
high
just
up,
in
they wouldn't
case.
be there anyway.
What were you saying?
We'll get one just in case. Better to have it and not need it than, all that shit.
Yeah, it's not too hard to get a skill chip for a normal skill. It's like
500.
Yeah, 500 free or expensive. Okay, cool.
I went ahead and marked the 500 off.
Cool.
So
You're
I imagine
able-
you could just pick that up at
You
the
probably
bodega.
have it in stock, actually. To be
There it
completely
is.
honest.
Okay. I'll still mark the 500 off just to be fair.
Question
So
is,
yeah,
who's
I mean,
wearing it? And
I get Chino to bring it,
Okay,
bring it up, and throws it on the table.
cool.
If we're just scouting, how long and when are we planning on doing this, and what's the game plan on that about not getting seen?
well, nighttime's always a good time not to be seen. I said today's Tuesday, John?
Yeah, that's right.
And when are these supposed to go out again?
We don't have an end date on this. We
Correct.
just know as far as timetables go, we have Kincaid goes back to his normal duty on Thursday.
So we can go check it out tonight and see what's going to be the best avenue, either
If we see an
Tomorrow
opening
morning or
tonight,
tomorrow
maybe
night?
we try for it tomorrow or try for it tonight, but the way the building's situated, it's under that overpass on XYZ Street. It may be best we go in from the top and go down.
That, or, I mean, my uncle used to watch a lot of these old classic movies where sometimes they would go underneath. Could we maybe do that? Look into that, maybe?
I'm not familiar with any tunnels underneath that building.
Can I look that up for anything, John, on the net or anything?
Go ahead and make a library search.
Really bad at libraries.
A bad library.
That is education.
Mm-hmm.
10.
Yeah, you're kind of like sitting there on your data term, and Leo's kind of like doing one of these, kind of like looking side eye at you, and you're basically like pulling up the effective, like, you know, like Cyberpunk equivalent to Bing, and you're like,
Are there tunnels?
are there tunnels? Is what you type. Right.
Yep.
So
Well,
in
first he
world-
goes to Google, searches Google, clicks the hyperlink for Google.com.
Hold on. So
Are there
okay.
tunnels?
Two search engines that are not like the primary search engine in real life would be Bing and Yahoo. We're currently making up a company name or a property name, okay?
Oh, I'm
And
sorry. I forgot
In
you.
Cyberpunk, the rule...
I got us in trouble.
No, it's not trouble. I just want to make sure that we set this up for future reference. So,
Well, it's all subnet anyway, isn't it?
right, we're going to fuse two search engines. It's going to be
Oh.
Bing and Yahoo. So do we go with Bingu or do we go with Yabing?
Yabing! Yabing, boy!
Yabing.
Jody spoke up first. Yeah,
That's
big.
the ad. That's the ad. Yabing, boy. Okay, great. That's the
Oh, I
search
made a
engine.
jingle.
I made a jingle. But yeah, Leo, you would basically see that like this is peasant moves. Do you wish to double check him and like do it yourself, or just leave him be?
Yeah, I'll do it too.
Okay, library search. So you check
Use
the
the actual
municipal
search engine.
records and actually sewer structures therein, and you'd actually see that there is an outlet of sewer construction that exits out into the canal and the bay, just south of the Macroware location. What that means is that underneath the main highway, like directly beneath it, there's probably an underlying courser of tunnels that are very large and are used for moving large amounts of shit and piss and whatever else is flushed down a toilet.
Yeah,
But
I'll
again,
relay that.
you would have to go up that.
Disgusting.
Does Leo want to lie and say there's nothing?
Yeah, Leo's just like.
Nah, I'll say it, but like I don't think that's a good choice.
Be a lot easier to identify us if we crawl through that. A lot easier to find us too.
Just by the smell alone.
What's this trick? Oh God! Oh sweet God!
So, unless you feel like storming the front gate, best I see is try to rappel off of the overpass, get onto the rooftop, get our way down to the 4th floor, get the crates onto a freight elevator that I assume must exist if it's already on the 4th. Get it down, get a truck on site, get it out.
Are we gonna try to get the truck around back? Because that way seemed pretty guarded too.
I don't know how else we expect to get those crates out of the
Yeah.
building.
Unfortunately, there's not any stealthy way to get a fucking shipping container in and out of a building. If we go through with this, it's gonna be a fight. I imagine they probably got some sort of flatbed. We could just steal theirs, load it up on that, drive it on out of there. But of course, there's gonna be a lot of bullets between, the start and the end of that.
I
So
wouldn't count out the idea that they would have trackers on their own vehicles.
I set an amount of time in my head prior to the game. Again, we are missing Jonah, but there are elements that I want to make sure are in play here. I didn't want to just like immediately roll over possibility of Jonah arriving on time or arriving shortly thereafter. But I'm going to go ahead and do it now. Big Toe will arrive. In tow with him is a woman. She looks like she's maybe in her mid 40s, but like Cyberpunk mid 40s. So it's kind of like, you know, she still looks like a badass. And I would say that one of you recognizes her immediately, like you know her. When Big Toe comes in, he's like, "Hi, boss. I talked to me boss, Amanda, and she said that she really wants to get in touch with you for a gig, yeah. And I'm trying to do an Australian accent. It's not working. But she said she wanted you to get whatever job you're doing right now done as quick as you can, quick as peas. And so she had me bring along a friend. This is Molly." And I don't have to talk as him anymore because he's now going to just go over and stand on the wall. And Molly would introduce herself. "Hi, I'm Molly Stone. Big Toe knows me. I think Grip will probably give me a recommendation," and she'll kind of smile at him.
Her voice is kind of deep.
Yeah, she kind of sounds like Johnny Prey. She immediately runs to the bathroom. Hungry gets up, grabs a guitar for no reason, and starts serenading the bathroom wall. Or the bathroom door. I don't make the rules. This is just happening. But
Didn't know he played.
rewinding back out of all of that, and that never happened. She says, "I'm Molly Stone." So I just want to make sure, Zach F., you do recall Molly, right? Yeah.
I'm making sure I have my notes correct.
Okay. Do you want me to give you a refresher?
She's I don't know a Molly Stone.
Pretty sure you do. She is a
Unless my notes are wrong.
EMT. She
I wrote her name down wrong then.
what'd you write?
Holly with an H.
You told me Molly
Whoops.
when we were talking in real life. That's why I wrote it down. Do you want her to be Holly?
Well, Holly's her
No,
middle name.
Molly is fine.
Okay, because we already have a Molly Taub, and that's Billy Guillotine's story. Do you want?
Sure.
We can change it to Holly if you want.
Holly is easier then. That'll
Let's
make
do
it
that.
easier for everyone.
Okay, so
With
she's
an
Holly
H.
Stone.
Cool.
She misspoke when she said her name was Molly. That was weird. And
Sorry.
she says Grip will, vouch for her. And she's here to help with the job. She's not asking for any cut in the pay or, the reward here. She just needs to help you make sure that this job gets done as quick as it can without any problems so you can speak to Amanda. Got any problems with me being here, big guy? If so, I'll leave. Saying to Hungry.
Nah, you're more than welcome.
Appreciate
Here's
it.
all the details we have so far.
She'll kind of pick up a data term and just sit with you guys while you're talking as she kind of like gets all the details she can. So she'll be quiet. That's it. And basically, in text, she will send you a notice, Hungry, stating that Amanda really needs your assistance as soon as you're available, and hopes that we can get through this gig as quick as we can. Scouting.
Yeah,
You guys think?
I can do that.
Go ahead, Leo.
I was just asking, like, when everyone was
I don't
thinking,
know.
like, what the plan was.
Scouting. Sounds like what the plan is. Who's going to take some more looks at the Kangtao or the Kangtao security?
Kincaid for sure.
Okay.
Pretty sure today's the day I was supposed to meet Impaler.
Yep, tonight. Correct.
I will not be going.
Grip, you going to scout? Sniper scope? Get eyes on the roof? I'll take your silence as a yes. Squints.
Nice. I would like to go help.
Okay.
I don't have anything else that I need to do, so yeah, I would.
And Hungry,
I would like to help.
You haven't got eyes on it personally, but again, you're a fixer. You don't have to. So if you want to stay in, that's fine. I'm assuming that's the case. All right.
Yeah, and I am going
just
to
in case
get...
things pop off. I think it's a good idea that I'm nearby.
Okay. So you want to take the Hungry truck and just head over there and start selling some burgers like you did last time, or do you want to just go incog?
Incognito's probably the better move.
Molly will offer to drive you.
It's just hard for me to do, but
For sure. So Molly will offer to drive you. When you get down to her car, she is driving a Thornton, which is like a big truck. And when you get in, it's like probably the first time Hungry's ever sat in a car and felt like there was enough room. Like it's like you get in and it's like the chair is like a good 2.5 feet, 3 feet like long, and you're just sitting there like leaning back, and like plenty of leg room, and there's like a console in front of you, and she sits in the car and says, "Hope you like it." She'll head out, following after Kincaid, who has Squints and Grip in the vehicle. You would park a decent ways away, probably closer to Mecha Building 2 than the like. And then the others would kind of break off. Kincaid, you'd park a decent ways away, so it's not like, too far away for like an escape, but it's also not too close for like it to be kind of zeroed in on. And then Grip, you're going for a high point that gets you access to view the roof. Go ahead and make me a perception check and then a stealth check. And then Kincaid, go ahead and make me a stealth check. And Squints, are you kind of just staying close to Kincaid and hanging with him, or do you have other things that you want to engage with?
I would say
Yeah. I could actually use Squints' help with the new equipment. That'd be reassuring.
Holly Molly Stone.
It's her full name.
I love it.
Stealth from Kincaid.
Squints, another thing too, go ahead and give me a cyber tech roll. Yeah.
28.
So one thing you would have noticed about Holly when she came in is that her left hand, and you can her right hand, which you can see in the picture, is kind of different colors than usual, and also it appears to be like a cyber hand that's built for purpose. This cyber hand looks like it has a med scanner in the palm, and it also looks like it has air hypos on the wrists, like for knuckles. So you would know that this is a Ario Meat Wagon special. It's called the Healing Fist, and it's typically loaded on like EMTs and their drivers. The drivers specifically, because the drivers have no medical like capabilities whatsoever, and so the drivers can just kind of like slap a person and kind of get them back up if need be. So
I would let Kincaid know if somebody goes down or something, we need to get her to him, it seems.
She has doctor skills, it looks like.
Or if I can just take that arm, I can take care of it.
Oh, it's just the hand. It's just the hand. It's not the full arm.
If I can just take that hand, I can take care of it.
Do I hear you say that?
No. Wait, yes.
I'm in Kincaid's car.
Yes, you are as well.
We're in
Grip.
different cars, aren't we?
Grip, you're in the same. Grip's
You
in the
got
same
dropped
car.
off.
Grip's in the same car.
Oh,
If you
okay.
take her hand, I take your head. Just as flat as can be. Doesn't look away from out the window.
Okay.
So this, I want to make sure that it's clear. She said that he would vouch for her, but when he says that, this kind of relays that there's a relationship there, like friendship or something.
Huh.
And Squints is like, okay, sorry, it's crossed the line.
We're here to get this job done. Let's count on this lady to do her part if that's what she wants to do.
She will.
You pop out, Grip. You head over to a. Did I get a perception and a stealth check from you?
Oh, sorry. You want
Perception
there's
first.
stealth. Woof.
Okay, so you
Great
find
rolls to start the night.
you find a place and you kind of go up into it, but what you realize is that when you kind of get up there, it's an immediate situation where you're not going to be able to get much detail because when you look across and kind of over at the building location, the roof is the word I want.
Yep.
The first thing that you see is the AV. Now, last time you checked it out, the AV was not powered. It was off. It was like in basically like dry storage. The engines are now flaring. And what you'll notice is that there are Kangtao security operatives on the roof. When it looks as though they start kind of looking in your direction as you're trying to set up, you kind of like just say, fuck it, abort, because you didn't fail by too much, but you're able to kind of just get out of there and not get kind of clocked. But it does look like there are 5 Kangtao security operators on the roof.
And send a message from the agent to everyone with that.
And this would happen very quickly. So Kincaid, you park, and you and Squints are like getting out, and that's when you see the hollow pop up and give you the tea.
We dropped him off and kept going?
You would have dropped him
Yeah.
off and gone somewhere else, yeah.
Okay.
We're just staying within range to pick up radio signal.
Okay.
So, you kind of maneuver. You would know that on the road, like out on the street, it's not going to be very easy to park and kind of get a sig here because there are no, like, it's a no parking area, kind of a straight thoroughfare. So you kind of park a ways down, not too far, and then kind of wander back so that you can go into the network of alleyways to get close enough to get that scanner. Once you do get into range, the radio signals are obviously scrambled. And when you try to operate the radio scrambler, descrambler, it's a complicated device. And the easy metrics that are kind of like, noted in like the user manual are kind of like a bit not great for you.
Do you want me to take a look at that? We're with Kincaid, right?
Yeah, you're with Kincaid, Squints.
Yeah. Do you want me to take a look at that and see if I can figure it out?
Take over.
Okay.
I try to take the device and start working with it.
So once you start working with this device, oh, okay, fine. I clicked something and it did a big bong. My computer is being difficult. Bear with me for 1 second. There we go. Once you pick the device and kind of listen to the feedback, you start playing and manipulating the device a bit more thoroughly. I would want from you an electronic security tech check.
24.
Okay. So your descrambler works, and you manage to kind of pull it so that it descrambles the code that's being utilized here. But because it wasn't just generic or kind of like store-bought or normally made, it's like corporate, like official code that's being kind of trafficked here, it needs a little bit more of a cracking. So once Squints gets a hold of it, he's able to kind of needle the scrambler or descrambler to kind of get the information perfectly decoded. And you start hearing people talking. The information that's being kind of relayed, Kincaid, to you, sounds at first kind of like jargon. Make a tactics roll. Or a deduction roll. Your choice.
Ooh, deduction's even. Oh, deduction kicks ass. Okay. Thank God I couldn't find it.
I know right where deduction
Yeah,
is.
still not terrific. 15.
It's efficient. So what you're able to suss out from the conversation that's happening is every single play that they seem to be kind of calling out over the radio seems to be operational to move people up to the AV on the roof. It sounds like they're retreating. As you play with the signals, you'll come to realize that one voice seems to be coming through a lot more and seems to be very upset, but seems to be kind of offering forward like the notices for people to engage with this process of leaving. And the individual who's speaking sounds like a woman over the radio comms, and she sounds very annoyed, almost angry.
Like in objection to people leaving their post?
It sounds like she's doing it begrudgingly. She's letting people leave their post begrudgingly.
Okay.
And if you wait there for a while, go ahead and give me another stealth roll, Grip.
$21.
You kind of like realize that this close proximity that you're at, this parking garage that Squints actually kind of played out of last time you guys were here, is going to, if you're going to be able to see on the roof, it's going to kind of borderline kind of set you up for being spotted. So you kind of back the fuck off and kind of head down the way a bit, look up and see a series of fire escapes. Using your grappling hand and kind of maneuvering, you get up to the top of this building, which gives you access to the underside of the overpass. You get into that and kind of make your way across like maintenance causeways and end up looking straight down at the building. And as you kind of like get in position and kind of like lock in, you would see that 10 individual Kang Dao representatives and an 11th individual who appears to be dressed like an exec are on the roof, and those 10 are boarding the Kang Tao AV. The AV's engines are hot. It looks like they've been primed for a while. Once the 10 are on board, the exec walks back to the door that goes back into the building. It looks as though she's with one other Kang Tao security operative on the roof, and they will re-enter as that AV takes off, turns, and then from ground side, you see the AV come off of the roof and head straight down the street out to the west, heading out of the underside of the buildings and the overpass, flies up and out towards the bay.
Can I tell where it's going to?
If you watch it for a while, I would say so. Give me a perception roll.
I have teleoptics.
Yep, I've got you.
Okay.
Those will add a +1 for this as well. So 14. That'll be exactly the DV you needed. If you didn't have the teleoptics, you would have failed.
Cool.
It takes a right bank once it kind of hits the shoreline. Your presumption is that it's going to head up north towards the downtown area, where there will be AV kind of lane, effectively, that heads back into Corpo Plaza.
I send another message with that update.
I'll reply
Any
that it-
idea how many signatures are left in the building?
I don't have updated information. Last I'd heard was from, I'm assuming, this is me assuming, John, like 36 hours ago,
Yeah.
over a day, that there were, at that time, 500.
I think he's
This
talking
could
about
be a hell of a
people.
trap.
The 500 was batteries for the
500 for the units, yeah.
But if I had my old notes from my other computer, I had the number of, like, we've said it, how many operatives there usually are. And then
It was like 20 to 30, I think, is what it was expected of them.
I was
Yeah.
thinking 24.
I might be
but I don't
remembering wrong.
remember.
24
Our
is
job
correct.
just got a whole lot easier.
So 24 minus 10, 14. Approximately.
Oh, if that's not a goddamn opportunity, I don't know what is.
Molly will kind of ask, I mean, if you want to move now, we can. I can get us a gyrocopter or something if you need to hit it from the roof. As you're kind of up there, Grip, and like I'm waiting for a response from Joe. I just want to make sure that everybody's on the docket of what's expected. Grip, from your perspective above, remember when you first saw it, people had noted there was the downed AV, or the cooled down AV, and then 2 crates up on top of the roof? Those crates have not left. The crates are still present. And then for the expectations for Squints and for Kincaid, down below, looking at the situation, do you want to move in closer to the building now that the scrambler's gone to just kind of like get maybe like a tighter kind of like bead on the radio chatter inside the space?
Don't see why not.
Okay.
Yeah, if he's able to maintain
As mentioned,
on the transmission, I'll try to circle the block.
we kind of said that you were kind of moving through the alleyways to get a closer position without being out in the open. When you get towards the back area and kind of are listening to the chatter, you hear the telltale sound of a large shipping truck engine kind of just going. Like if you've ever worked in, big box places or anything like that, you know what a semi sounds like when it's just sitting there idling. That's 100% the sound that you're getting back here, and the very permeant smell of like exhaust is also present all throughout these alleyways.
But there's a lot of stores, so I mean,
Do you want to check to
around
see?
here, right?
Yeah, I mean, not really stores. A lot of offices, more or less.
Business. Yeah. So
Do you want to check
can
for
I
the
check
sound?
and see? Yeah.
Okay. It is the back end of the Kang Tao's secure operation on the Macroware HQ. I remember I told you when Grip came back here, he identified there were 2 shipping bays. One was covered with garbage and like just trash bags and shit, kind of completely blocked off, and then one was cleaned. That one currently has a massive truck in its space. Cyberpunk shipping truck 2077. What are you called, you son of a bitch? No, that is not it at all. Big truck. Truck. Oh god, I know this. I just said it the other day. In another game. It's a big truck. I'll say it's a Yugo Marakovka. Which is a very old semi, but a very functional one.
We see it headed towards that dock?
No, it is sitting in the dock, idly.
Sitting in it currently.
Yep. It looks like it has been it's not like completely one-for-one connected to the back of the building. There's like a very narrow space. Not enough space for someone to get through because it's kind of parked right abutted to the building.
Idling, waiting to be looted.
Mm-hmm.
It looks like they either count heat and are moving the product, or I don't know what else it could be. It stinks.
Driver in the truck, nah.
Yep.
If I have to assume there would be, yes.
Well, you
If
can
they
see
are
him.
idling and in the bay.
Yeah, you can see him. So he's wearing like literally like a big old set of headphones like this, and he's just like absolutely getting it in the cab.
All right, you see any way we could secure that truck for ourselves? Get Leo or Squints over there to disable any tracker. Obviously, we'll probably have to subdue the driver. I'd prefer not to zero the gunk. He ain't doing nothing wrong.
I assume that when this comes up, you remember that Leo's not with the crew. You send a text over to him saying that there's an open window to get down here now.
Oh, yes.
This
Yeah,
might
It's
interfere.
looking like now is time.
This might interfere with your impaler time. Just depends on how this goes. Do you wish to come or are you?
Sorry about your impaler meeting.
Yeah, I'll come. It's his lucky day.
All right. Leo will arrive at about 30. In that time, nothing changes with the truck.
Do we see? This is going to be complicated if you haven't seen it before. When pallets are being loaded on a truck, there is a shimmy. There is a noticeable
No presence of a
change
shimmy.
in the shocks.
There's no presence.
No such thing.
Yeah, it doesn't look like there's any weight in the back of the vehicle.
No loading or unloading. Okay.
Yep. And what I will say is that would be more of a squid. Even though I understand you understand that, KK's a detective.
Sure.
He probably seen shit like this before. Yeah, you know it too.
People move contraband on pallets.
Yep. Oh, hey, he's here.
Holy moly. And he's here as well. And not in timeout in Hungry's office.
What a bad boy. Okay, get in the video, you turkey.
Okay.
Hi, Jonah.
I love you. I'll spank you later.
Hope everything's okay.
Are you okay? I'm not. Oh God, yeah, I'd feel terrible. Are you good?
No, I literally just woke up.
Yep.
That stinks.
Night shift shit. It fucking sucks. I have no social life, but I'm here.
Yeah, just a bit late. Okay, so just to let you know,
To catch up, we're scouting the area. It looks like they have a semi or some kind of truck idling in the dock. It appeared as though half or more of the guard has left via AV from the roof.
Alright.
Haven't fully wrapped my head around the why of it. And your friend Holly Molly Stone is here.
Holly Molly.
Holly Molly Stone. Gotcha.
all right.
Did I miss anything?
No, it sounds great.
No, you got everything.
Holly drove
Right now,
hungry.
there's
Good.
a truck idling in the loading bay, and we're considering taking that sumbitch over. We want to take the truck, disable any tracking device that might be on it, and that'll be like a perfect way to get the shipping crates out of here. And that's where we're at.
Okay. If you wait the 30 minutes for Leo to arrive, I'll say since Big Toe wasn't present, he'll go ahead and just drive Leo out. He just zipped off and zipped back. And once Leo is on site, is there anything that you wish to do once re-engaging with the building to kind of like set yourself up and answer questions that people might have that have yet to be asked?
Just once again check to make sure there's no like outward facing neta.
Yeah, so it appears that there's a subnet that has been established on the 4th floor.
Okay. Well, I can't access it. I can just tell there's one there.
Oh, you
All right.
don't have an access point, correct. You'd have to kind of find an access point. It doesn't look like there's one on the front-facing side of the building.
Okay. I mean, that's really it.
Okay. This wasn't present before.
Is the yard enclosed by like a gate? Like, is it possible to just get in a truck and drive off and hit a road? Or
So
is it,
basically,
like, some sort of gate?
the best way to think about it is a straight shot that goes right down to this street. So if you leave out the back of the building here, you're going to drive right through like a long alleyway that just comes right out onto the state road / highway.
We would still need to confirm what is going onto this truck. So we would need to get inside the building somehow still. We can't just hope that whatever they're loading is what we need and steal the truck.
No,
Funny as it could be.
I doubt we'll get that lucky. I mean, things are going a little too well so far. I doubt that that's happening. I mean, I'm all for it. I think tonight's the night we make the move. If we want to get some of you sneaky types in there to try to figure some things out, we'll just be ready and give us a signal if shit pops off.
Grip, what's the range on your grapple hand? Muted.
I want to say 30.
30 yards,
30 meters.
which would be around 90 feet. Yeah, absolutely. So if you wanted to, from your position on the under maintenance kind of catwalk underneath the highway, if you wanted to like latch your hand onto the railing and just descend down, you could be on the roof right now.
I relay that. You want? I can get in now if you want. I can drive right on in.
Leo said there's something going on the 4th floor. Might be better to go in from the bottom. I'm not sure.
If you wanted to take a net runner with you, you could carry one person with you on a descent like that.
Whee!
That would be close enough to hack in, right?
Good
Yeah,
work.
Sounds like 4th floor is where
No,
he
we're
needs
past
to
this,
be.
yep.
If you can get in, get things shut off, I can subdue the driver. Come in through the dock. Provide backup.
I can do that.
All right. Sounds good. Squints, can you get over to the truck with Kincaid and make sure there's no track, and if there is, get rid of it.
No problem, Bell.
Do you want Big Toe on site for the truck as well?
We need to make sure
Yeah, I
cameras are
imagine
off
Big
before
Toe
he
will be
shows up.
driving.
Just
Yeah,
to be,
Or is he?
that's true too.
just to be
He
in
was
the wings.
blacklisted. Is that for
Oh, he
guards or for
was.
cameras?
Blacklisted for guards and cameras, all of it. You're right. Good. Very smart thing.
He was. His vehicle wasn't.
I'm playing a smart character. I gotta put in the work.
His car's not gonna, his
I
car's
gotta
not
pay
gonna,
attention, and
his
I
car's
hate
not
it.
gonna fit back there. If
Fucking
he
I
drives,
used to be a stupid guy that did drugs and talked like a pirate.
if he drives into the same alleyway as they're in,
I think
it would block the truck from being able to leave without having to go through his truck. Make sense? It's pretty much like they backed in, they're gonna drive out forward, right? So
have to.
yeah, there's no other option. Okay, so if you go up and crawl up that way, it takes you a bit longer than it took Grip to get up to that catwalk, and you're kind of like the whole time. I don't know how Leo deals with heights, but it is. If heights are a problem for Leo, this is a problem for Leo. Like, this is absolutely wild shit. You can actually hear the creaking of the metal on like some of the spaces as you're making your way up to it. And then when you get to the point where you're like about to kind of get up to the catwalk, he has to fire his grappling hook down or hand down to you, catch you, and draw you up. Then you're on the catwalk underneath the highway where you're just hearing the sounds of cars pounding over top of you. And you kind of make it to the point where you're directly over the building.
Oh yeah, Leo's scared.
Okay. And so yeah, you're kind of seeing this Grip, like this relatively younger kid, 30 years old, you know, shaking the whole time, taking your hand from the grapple hand and like kind of like fighting the scream. And when he gets up there, you can see his lip trembling and like kind of coming over the railing and like gripping it like super hard.
Hey, kid, look at me. Huh? Slow
Yeah.
down. Belly breaths. Okay? You keep breathing up here, you're gonna fucking pass out, and I don't have time for that shit. Belly breaths. Down here, okay? In.
Okay.
Slow the fuck down, okay?
I got this. I can do it.
You fucking better. I ain't got time to fucking res you on this, too. And he, like, grabs you right around the waist, like, hooks his hand on the side of the fucking railing and swings, like, over the edge.
And there's like a moment where Leo's about to scream, but he like, ah! And remembers to keep his
Took the
mouth
words
shut.
right out of my mouth.
Descent,
Then, yeah,
land.
drop onto the building.
On the roof, which again I have image of. Hold on. Bear with.
Kincaid watches jealously as the guy rebels up to the roof. Man,
So rad.
that was part of my plan.
uh,
You could get a gyrocopter real quick.
That was mentioned. But this is kind of what it looks like. So do you see where the AV is located on the right? That's actually just going to be the landing pad and only the landing pad. There's a bunch of air conditioning units that seem to be connected all over. There are solar panels on the roof, despite the fact that not a lot of sun gets placed here. And you would notice that on the kind of right side around the way, you can only just kind of see it off screen, but there's like a red light on the right there. That's the door that goes into the building proper. If you look at this side here, you can actually see like right like in the middle of the map. You see that kind of bluish light in the middle of the map or the middle of the picture?
Mm-hmm.
Straight below that is where everyone else is. The tunnel goes underneath that light. That makes sense?
Yeah.
Okay. So, once on top, there's also the 2 crates, which are near the AV landing pad. They're not on this picture, though. I couldn't make crates appear. But I may have just downloaded a mod that lets me do that, which will be cool for future reference. But would you like to check out the crates? Check out the net architecture? Disable the camera at the door? What would you like to do?
Let's start with the camera.
Okay. Go ahead and give me an interface roll. It's going to be a 2. You try to interface with the camera, and you immediately see that your handle is kind of locked out. At this point, you feel like it's going to be very difficult for you to kind of connect with any of the subnet matters of this building. But what you realize is that the camera is now focused on your directionality. Whether or not that means that they are aware of your presence or not, you can't be sure.
It's just got a little bit harder.
What's going on, kid?
I can't get into that camera.
What do you mean you can't get in?
Sure.
I don't know, it's an outdated camera. I'm not used to this shit.
Belly bread.
Useless.
While
Just
that's
under his
happening,
breath.
do you check out the crates? Grip?
Yeah.
Okay. You walk over to it. It looks like they're simple console, press, beep, codes. When you pop them open, you look inside, and it's just a bunch of like cardboard, plastic boxes that say "Rush Revolution Plus re-release," and "re" is like is caps, and so is Rush, and then "release" is lowercase, Revolution is lowercase, Plus is all caps. Really bright colors, and then the Segatari logo. Looks like there's about 100 of them inside the crate.
I'll snap a picture and send it to Hungry.
Oh, Jesus fucking Christ. Things don't line up like this. I'll get Molly to get the gyrocopter. Do you think we could haul the crate off with that? Or do we still got to get it down to the truck?
Molly's like, I can get one, but I'm pretty sure the second that they're aware that their gyrocopter's coming to their roof, they're not going to let me get that second one. And she'll say, Grip, can you check out that second one for me?
Pop it.
Same thing. Filled with macroware. Filled with Segatari Rush Revolutions. Okay. Yeah.
I'll take a look at them and see if that also checks out, like that they look right.
You pop them open, you slide them open, and literally the smell takes you back to the 50s, man. You are like locked in. You're like, no shot. And you kind of look at the instruction manual, exact same paper, exact same printing, and like paper is not easy to come by. Like they obviously stepped it up to the nines for this release. And you look at the console, everything seems to be in order. Slide it shut without like actually plugging and playing. There's no way you could for sure test it. Battery's not included.
Looks like the real deal.
Yeah, huh?
Alright.
That's how we scanned it.
No, wait, yeah, no, the lithium ion batteries are included. Oh god, shit. I'm an idiot. Sometimes I don't know what I'm saying. Do you want Do you want to fire one? Yeah, they're not charged. There we go. Thank you, Daniel.
Got you.
Thank you. You're the best.
Still doesn't make
I mean,
sense.
we don't. How easy it is?
The scans I got for the batteries, there were 500 of them all on the 4th floor. You said these crates were here 2 days ago?
Yeah, those have
I
been
mean,
all time.
got them video game systems. They probably got something else more important in there, and I really don't care what that is. I don't think that's any of our business.
Molly,
All we need is the one crate. Out of that second one, I'm sure you could grab a handful and load them into the copter. You know, we don't need the whole second crate, and that could be for Squints and yourself, Leo. You know, a handful of extras. But for the job, we just need to get the one crate and get out of here. Right now, it looks like we can get it and get out without hardly lifting a fucking finger.
Molly says, "I'll get a move on. I'll need you to get out of my car, though." She would say to Hungry.
Yeah.
If I'm gonna move,
That's
I
all
gotta
right.
move quick.
I'm at home on the streets, baby. I fucking get out, light up a cigar, just kind of hang out in a dark corner somewhere observing.
She'll zip off. Meanwhile, back at the truck, you hear noises as if people are kind of entering into the bed of the truck. And then you hear what sounds like kind of ramp being laid out to perfect the connection between truck and back room. The people in this space are kind of chattering, and what you overhear, it sounds like, yeah, all 5 of them. Go ahead and load them up, quick as you can. We need to get moving. And then you hear a woman say, "This was not part of the plan. Please, just give me one more day. I promise." And then you hear another individual say, "Sorry, Miss Lee, that's not going to happen. We don't have time for this. We need to get our product moving, and this facility is no longer secure due to your shenanigans. You have made it very clear that you do not care about the release of this product and the safety of our employees. We will need to move to a different location. And I would like you off the premises as soon as possible." Fine. And then you would hear kind of like the chatter of like loaders kind of loading stuff if you stay there for another half hour or so.
I'll get on comm with Leo. Got an ID. Someone addressed as Miss Lee on premises.
I knew Lux would be here.
And to Hungry, it certainly sounds like they are loading 5 of these crates onto this truck now.
Out of character, we haven't heard anything about like how big or small this release is, right? To know if 7 crates is actually too much.
You don't know. You just know that the batteries that were scanned were definitely needed for this release. You'd also know from the scans from Joanne Murphy, there were only 500 batteries on site 2 days ago, which means that if they're loading 5 crates on that vehicle and there are 2 crates up here, there's a discrepancy.
Okay. Yeah, I just want to make sure I relay that information.
Okay.
They're moving something else on this truck.
There's something wrong with what's on the roof.
So you can hear them, even from as far away as you are, kind of like slamming stuff into the vehicle. Squints, do you move in closer to kind of like check the truck and see if it has a tracking system?
Yeah, he said he wanted me to. That's what I.
So
was
during
gonna
this whole
get.
time, you've been doing that, kind of snaking your way over, kind of slowly
Yeah.
crawling over. Go ahead and make a stealth check for me.
Stealth, that is under
Body.
Body.
Yada yada.
Body, yada, 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 yada. Wait. Oh, yep, there we go.
Yeah. So Kincaid, you like see him start like worming, and you're kind of like, and then you lose track of him while you're like having conversations, and then you can just see him underneath the truck, like slowly like making his way up the wheel mounts and like checking everything like very thoroughly with his tech scanner, and his eyes kind of glowing blue. No roll needed. There's no tracker. And what you're actually able to tell from looking at the outside of the truck and looking at the underside is that this is a freelance trucker. The guy who's doing this job is basically like an edge runner, but he does trucking jobs. So
we could just pay him to go away.
I don't think we pay him to go away. This is probably his own truck,
that's right.
but we
Got a
could borrow
reputation.
it.
Uh-oh. Yeah.
I thought that was me.
Okay.
Is Big Toe there?
Yeah. You've been here
Is
for a
he
while.
in his car?
But you're not in the back area. You're probably closer to where Molly was parked, and so when Hungry gets out, he could join you. Molly drove back to Dustin to grab a gyrocopter.
Gotcha.
So little
I
of this makes
missed-
sense.
I lost internet as soon as I heard that there were guys loading stuff and talking to Miss Lee. Did I miss anything
Oh.
important?
Go ahead, relate.
Chody was able to sneak under the truck, determine there is not a tracker on it. Or, sorry, Squints. And he also determined that this is a sort of freelance third-party driver. And it's likely his truck. But it still begs the question that if we only saw 500 batteries on that satellite scan, why are there 7 pallets? Or why are there 2 additional cases on the roof? With what definitely appears to be the product.
Could very well be decoys. Ah, fuck. I mean, play the waiting game, right? We see what they're loading onto the truck. If it's what we need, we go for that instead.
I don't think we'll be able to see inside the truck.
Squints, still under the truck, kind of like waiting for a
I'm here.
second. You're still waiting for a
Oh,
second to kind of clear yourself. Kincaid, you're kind of seated like, in a pretty quiet area in the alleyway near some, homeless people who are just kind of like, you're in an ambiance watching the back end. As you're kind of like having this conversation, the door where, like the side door to the actual loading bay door opens and 3 individuals come out. Now, to make sure that the scene is set perfectly for everyone on the exterior, at this same moment, 3 individuals pop out of the roof door. And at this same moment, a Kang Tao Empress drives up to the front. So basically, it's a up-armored SUV that all corporations use. The Emperor and Empress are 2 different variations of the same big up-armored kind of SUV truck. So this all happens at the exact same moment. And Squints, this is while you're underneath the truck. And like you've got all the details and you're about to start worming your way out. Kincaid, the 3 individuals that pop out, you see 2 what appear to be kind of like edge runner types, like security guards for hire mercenaries, not like Kang Tao. And a corpo looking guy who has kind of like he's definitely Asian. And I guess the best way to kind of describe him is he looks like Hideo Kojima, or he looks like the creator of Metal Gear Solid. He looks like a complete dork.
We gotta leave.
We have to leave.
We have to leave.
We can't do this.
We can't.
The 2 security guys are edge runners, who again you don't recognize. But they look like they're hired.
Did I do a facial scan on the corpo?
Yeah.
Would that bring me any intel?
It may cause a situation where you're detected, though. So I just want to make sure you're clear on that.
Oh, that would be a detectable thing?
Yeah, you're basically running a trace on somebody. So yeah.
Oh, I had no idea.
Yeah.
Then no, I wouldn't risk it.
Okay.
If I can't recognize him by look,
So
then no.
as you're kind of like interrogating him with your eyes and getting ready to like full eye fuck him, but like don't go the full like eye fucking, you would notice that he has a pin on his like his suit. And you've had conversations about this Rush Revolution thing for a while. You recognize the Segatari brand logo. It looks like he has a pin for Segatari on his lapel. He'll walk over with his two hustles and kind of walk to the front and like tap the window. Guy's like pulls off his headset and kind of opens the window and says, "Yeah, boss." And the guy says, "We're going to be moving soon. Just want to make sure you're ready." "Yeah, of course, boss. And we're still going to..." He kind of raises his hand. "It's on the data term. No need to say it. Close the window." And guy's like, "Okay." And then throws his headset back on with the stuffs up and kind of like, locks in, tapping the wheel. The exec and his two hustles will kind of walk away from that location and move to an alleyway where you see kind of like seated, there is a guy, just a dude who looked homeless, totally unnoticed by you until this very moment. Just a guy who was kind of present. They walk over to him. He stands up, nods his head, hits a button on the wall near him, and a door opens to a small car garage. And inside is a very nice looking car. They go inside, they get in the car, they drive off.
What kind of car?
It is like a Villafort. It's like a
A
kind
nice
of like
one.
it's kind of like a businessy kind of neo militaristic kind of car.
Okay.
Comms again. We're about to have movement on this truck. Sounds like he's going to join a caravan.
Yes, it's probably the Alvarado VF4 570 Delegate.
Okay. So Hideo Kojima and this homeless guy get into the car.
No, Hideo Kojima and two edge runners who are
Or
also
start to it, Joe.
homeless like you. They will get into the car, as mentioned.
Okay.
And just so we understand what the car looks like, I'll make sure that we
Fuck, that's beautiful.
broadcast it. I think all of the Villaforts are pieces of shit because of that wheel tire shit. I don't like the two front turners. It's really weird.
What luxury job.
What's going on the roof?
Yeah, so we're getting to that. While that is all happening, so just in case you're like, I want to jump in and help up the roof, you can't because you're doing the shit that we're doing down there. Up above, 3 individuals come out onto the rooftop. Leo and Grip, are you trying to engage the 3 individuals so that you can see them? Are you trying to hide and keep an eye on them? Or are you trying to hide and you do not care if you see them at all?
Oh, yeah, that's what I was about to ask, is like how they came out. Or we just hear them come out?
You're basically hearing the door, and I'm asking, like, are you going for cover and you do not care what they look like? Or are you going for cover and trying to keep an eye on them? Or are you just, like, locking in, fuck it, we fight them?
I'm going for cover.
Okay.
I'm going for cover, trying to keep an eye.
Okay. So then go ahead and both of you make a stealth check. DB 15 for Grip, DB 11 for Leo.
I'm gonna put a luck
Have a
into
luck.
this.
You
Yeah, I
got
have
2
one of mine
lucks.
too.
Thank you.
Leo, you're fine.
20 for me.
Grip, you're fine. So as you kind of both pop into position, Leo, you're kind of like, fuck, and you kind of look for the closest place, and since you were kind of just looking at the consoles, underneath the AV landing grid is where you kind of storm to. And when you get underneath there, it's kind of like you can't really see anything, but you know nothing can see you. Grip, on the other hand, you kind of see the air conditioning units and see where Leo went. You rush, dart over, land inside of like the netting of kind of like all of these, the network of all of these air conditioning units. And when you kind of hit, sound becomes a bit annoying for you, because of all of the fans and shit that are whirring, but you're able to kind of listen in a little bit because of the proximity. These three come out. Kang Tao, Deanne's kind of out and kind of looking around, focused, and you can see that they're in Kang Tao security garb, moving around. They walk over to the pallets. They look at them. And I'm going to have you, Leo, make a choice. You never specifically mentioned you closed the crate you were looking at. You can spend 1 point of luck to have done so. If you do not spend a point of luck, the crate remains open.
Has to be my luck, right?
It has to be your luck.
Good thing I'm out.
Alright.
I used it all last session.
So they come over to the crate and look down at it. And so, Grip, you would see them kind of like inspecting it and kind of know the jig is a bit up. And they would say, someone must be up here. Search. And they'll kind of spread out a little bit in like a triangle kind of formation and start searching the area. Yeah.
When Kincaid saw the guys enter the garage, I want to reach out to Squints to get ready to get out from under that truck. And he's going to reload his pistol. I'm just changing ammunition type.
But
Oh, no, I'm not. I'm sorry.
are we allowed? Can we talk
Different
back and forth?
Yeah, you're on hollow.
Yeah.
Do you want me to make this truck not go?
How long would that take you?
We can do an experiment here, and I shove my knife into this thing and see if it shuts it down.
And as he's saying that,
Oh,
he's
yeah,
kind of
you're-
like, he's doing one of these. He's like doing like the worm to like get closer to the engine.
Shooting.
Here's what I'm thinking. Let me know if you got any other kind of plans. But we let him load up the truck. Truck starts driving down the alley or tunnel. We have Big Toe cut the truck off. We double check, make sure our cargo's not inside. If it's something different, we just fuck off, grab the crate from the roof and get out of here. If it's what we need, then we can take the truck.
I have bad news on that truck. assuming Jody already stabbed it with his.
I asked. I didn't do it. I asked. I was like, "Do you want me to stop this?"
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I can make machines not work anymore.
Yeah, I'm good at it.
They typically don't pay me for that, but I can't do it.
Right. Happens to be a pastime of mine. I do that shit for free.
Right?
Okay. The front.
What's Big Toe? Be ready to follow this truck.
Big Toe, as you're kind of getting ready with that command, and you see Hungry kind of sitting out the front, kind of give you like a nod. The two of you would have seen the Kang Tao kind of truck pull up like right about then. And as you're kind of watching that, you would see that the door inside of like the entry area opens, and you would see a group of operators, security operators, coming out onto the street. You recognize one of them, Big Toe, from your distance away. Again, you're not parked anywhere close. You're kind of looking at this from a distance. Hungry, you're pretty close. But you would see the big heavy gunner.
Away.
You kind of like, fuck no. The big heavy
I
gunner.
immediately just like start walking the other direction, casually, of course. But
You would see what looks like a net runner to you, kind of just like the net or the bodyweight suit, very strange looking helmet, plugs out of the back of the head. You would see, three. So it'd be two other operators. And then you would see a woman in a business suit who I believe we've already seen the image for, but if not, I have it here. Hold on. Apparently not.
Lux?
Yeah, this is Lux.
You had it somewhere.
It's in Discord, but I don't have it in
Oh, I see.
Roll20. I'll add it. No worries. But this is Lux Lee, and it looks like her and this detail are leaving.
Yeah, she's in miscellaneous.
Is she?
Mm-hmm.
What's she doing in there? Crazy girl. Yeah, she sure is. So this boss bitch lady in her kind of like, corpo fit, is walking out with a crew of 4 individuals who look like they could fucking murder, or at least stand toe to toe with like Adam Smasher. These are some badass looking corpo security guys.
Are we expecting them to join the same caravan?
From what you can tell, it looks like they are about to leave. It looks like they're getting into their vehicle. You do not know if they're going to drive around to the other side of the building or not.
And Big Toe is on the front side?
Big Toe's on the front side, a ways back from where Hungry is. He can see this, but it's like a good distance away. He recognizes the big gunner guy, though. Hard for you to miss him. But he's far enough away that he's not getting ID'd.
Could Kincaid, after having seen how Squints managed to sneak to the truck, try to emulate that?
You're trying to get under the truck or on the truck?
To the truck?
Yeah, so you can get over to the truck.
Out of sight?
Nobody's currently watching it. If you just want to get to the truck, that's fine.
Oh, I thought there were cameras outside the deck.
Oh, right. So yeah, I understand what you're saying. Go ahead and make a stealth roll.
Is body 17?
Yeah, you're able to kind of like, you're not wearing your nice coat, so you're like wearing this cheap light armor jacket. You're like, fuck it. You start doing the worm like Squints was, and you kind of like power your way through. Once you're underneath the truck, it's like grime, and there's like, it's like oily grime, and you kind of look over at Squints, who's like looking at you with, he's holding the knife and kind of looking down, like his body length down at you.
As he's give him a thumbs up.
He's laying on his back knife, and then he kind of just pops his head up. Hey!
You want to steal a truck with me?
That sounds fantastic.
I don't know what they have on the roof, but I don't think we want to let this go.
Okay, so
I agree.
They start moving to
pull out my gun.
They start moving to the AV landing pad, Leo. As they approach, you don't see them approaching. Grip, you do. Do you try to let him know via hollow? Again, when you speak in hollow, you're not speaking out loud. It's just actuated voice that's kind of being put through the hollow call.
Even better, you just get a message across your HUD that just says, "You ready, kid?" And Grip's gonna pull out of his carry-all the machete that he grabbed before. And we're starting this combat with him yeeting this machete at this dude's fucking neck.
Oh yeah.
Okay. So this is going to be theater of the mind because there wasn't really a map for this. So it's more or less going for a stealth vibe. But I love your enthusiasm. So if you are
sorry,
it's okay. If you are throwing the machete, go ahead and, since we're not really in a combat, go ahead and throw. Love that. So good.
Gotta set a tablet up.
Oh no.
Okay.
But maybe the guy has terrible reflex.
He's not aware of it. You would probably be about...
I would have waited until he was close, but
okay. Well, he was,
because I want him within
Leo, so that's what triggered this response.
Yeah.
So that's the problem. I'm gonna say that's a miss. So the knife goes flying by, it kind of clatters across the AV landing pad and slides out onto the AV landing pad. Your move is up. Do you wish to kind of like move for cover and try and like hide yourself again?
Me?
Yeah.
No, the next move was to charge and grab.
Oh, okay. So you can move up, but you won't be able to grab at the same time, I don't think. Right?
Oh, because, no, that was going to be my next move. I thought you meant it went around. I'm staying in cover
No.
with the throw.
When
Sorry.
you throw it, you want to hide and cover. So go ahead and make another stealth roll.
Cool. 23 on the
So
stealth.
once that
My bad.
happens, 3 of them kind of break away, like from what they were doing at the AV landing pad, and kind of turn their weapons towards you. And then you hear verbal confirmation when someone says "over there," and then you could kind of hear chatter through Hollow. You can't hear what they're saying, but static. What you do hear is heat sig. So once that happens, they start moving towards you, and it sounds like they're basically
Come out.
waiting for a visual to pop and fire. Leo, when you kind of look out, it looks like they've broken formation a little bit, and there's one guy standing close to you, and the 2 other guys are quite a bit further away from you.
Can I jack into this guy?
Yeah. Go ahead and make an interface roll to see if you do it undetected. You're good.
Any ice?
None. He has EMP threading, though, so it'll be +1 for the DVs.
I'm gonna try to puppet him as my second action.
Okay. Again, if you knock him unconscious, you don't have to deal with him, and he may not alert his friends.
I mean, I guess that's true. It's more fun to have him shoot his friends than jump off the roof.
Also, Puppet is traceable, and System Reset is not.
I don't know. I was reading it. It just says pretty much when there's a successful quick hack performed, then they're aware of you. If it's unsuccessful, they're still not aware.
No, I'm aware. But, like, other people, like, who might be, like, affirmed that you're present due to camera situations may be able to trace the fact that a quick hack happened on one of the people in their subnet and then start tracing you.
Okay,
Like,
that's fine.
looking
Yeah, I'll
for
do
you
system
through
reset on it.
subnets. Okay. Go ahead and roll it. Need a...
Nope.
Okay.
I'll jack into another one of them.
All right. Jack, quick hack, jack into another one. They are aware of you. Okay.
All right, perfect. I'll try to puppet him. Because he doesn't have ice either, right?
Right, no ice on the security operator. Just EMP threading.
I got one.
Okay. And then, what are you wanting to do on his turn, which will be after Grips?
I guess from there, can I move to cover?
Yes. Due to the fact that you are detected, though, and because of their optics, they will be able to see you regardless of where you go. There will be a red outline of you that moves.
That's fine. I just want to put something physical between me and them.
Sure. So you move to the other side of the AV. That's fine. Yeah, AV
Right,
pad.
so for the guy, I just want to have him shoot his buddy and then jump off the roof.
Okay. Distance-wise, he won't be able to jump off the roof and shoot his buddy. He can run and jump, or he can shoot his buddy.
Run and jump is fine.
Okay. So they're kind of in the middle there. Run and jump.
And hopefully he just didn't alert anyone that he knew I was in there.
Fair. You would be aware that it doesn't matter if he alerted anybody if they were in there. They're all connected. That's how ping will work. So they are all connected through hollow call, so they're all aware of what he's aware of. Okay, Grip, you are up. You're pretty sure they don't have a bead on you, and from the sounds of it, they're getting ready to shoot at you if you pop up. So they've readied actions to fire at the first thing they see over there. What would you like to do on your turn? Still thinking?
Can I stay
Yeah, you can stay hidden.
and ready in action to grab the first one that gets within range?
I'd say that you're a smart enough solo to know that they're not going to come seeking you out. If they have a heat
Okay.
sig on you, then they're probably just going to wait until you pop your head up and blow it off.
Yeah, right? And I don't have any grenades, so I'm kind of stuck behind this cover with no way to really, engage without taking a bunch of shots.
Yep, you'll be
So-
taking at least 2 people's fire worth of shooting.
Yeah.
Count him.
If there's any way for me to stay behind cover and try to, move to a different cover to get a different angle to maybe only take one shot,
This
if
is
that
what
makes
This
sense.
is what I'm going to let you do. You can go ahead and
Yeah.
make a stealth roll to keep your head down and keep your body low.
Yep.
If that
Yep.
check fails, they're going to shoot.
Hurt. 100% fair. 20.
You manage to weasel yourself to it in basically this action. You're able to weasel yourself closer so that next turn you'll be able to pop out very short distance and engage in melee. Like you're maybe 2 meters out instead of the
Got it.
6 meters you started at. Okay. It'll go to them. The one that's puppeted, you said run and jump.
Yeah.
So from your position, north or south?
Let me see that map again.
Yeah, east or west will throw them onto another building. They won't fall anywhere. So north or south?
North is main,
North
south is
private.
dock.
And again, no, nobody helped
Sorry,
Daniel. Nobody helped
Yeah.
Daniel.
I was gonna say I think it's south. I'm trying to look at the building, but yeah, I think south is best.
South? Okay. So as you are kind of like having that fun conversation, you're like, and he's got the knife, and you're like, do you want to steal a truck with me? And he's like, oh yeah. You hear a FUD! Pung! And like as you kind of turn towards the sound, you see a Kang Tao operator's dead face looking at you. His eyes kind of red, and you can see Leo's lion inside of his eye, and then it fades. Cut the scene back up to the top. The other two, kind of like knowing where the Netrunner is, kind of start moving around. One of them jumps up onto the space and kind of moves over the top of the AV. The other one drops low and kind of gets underneath. You have thin cover for this, but because he has a smart gun, he's going to go ahead and take the shot because he can fire at you around corners.
Before he does that, can I say
Nope.
something to... No? Okay.
This is happening simultaneously as that dude is falling.
Okay.
Basically, the second that he hits and the eyes are going to go out, the thing that you're going to be hearing as you're about to say what you're about to say is a Buddha, 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 Buddha from the Deanne shooting at Leo. So I missed with the first attack, but because... only attack. But because it's smart gun ammunition, I get to reroll, and it's improved smart gun, so I have a plus 11 on the roll.
Jesus.
I will hit with a ×2 multiplier. I only roll...
You're not even gonna let me dodge it, bro?
Oh, you have evasion?
Of course I do.
You have to say it on the first one, so you might have... It depends on
You
what
didn't even
roll.
ask. You just said I did this thing.
I didn't think everybody in this group had it. I just thought the badasses did.
Not everybody in the
Oh,
group.
I'm a
has.
badass.
I'm a badass. Shut up, bitch. Okay, go ahead and roll it.
Whatever. Fighting?
You don't even know where evasion is.
No, I've never used it. It's the first time you've ever shot at me.
Okay. So then the first attack will have missed, same as before, but the second attack will definitely hit. So the autofire DV for this range was 22. I got a 24 on the second roll. I only got an 18 on the first roll. So he comes around. You can see the kind of smart signal on the top of the Yan spin. He lights it up, and as it kind of like fires, several of the rounds kind of smatter against the AV kind of underside, and a couple of them kind of tear through you. So 8 times 2 is 16. You take 16 points of damage, and your armor jack will deduce. It's not armor piercing or anything crazy, just regular shooting.
Alright, so I'll take 5 to the body.
Yep. Okay. We go to the top of the initiative. Before we do, I would like for Squints and Kincaid to roll initiative. Or no, sorry, fuck that. We're not doing initiative, we're doing tracker. You're at the bottom of the circle now, so it'll go Grip, Kang Tao, Leo, Squints, Kincaid. Good?
1 second, I just broke roll 20.
You tried to roll without a token selected.
No, I tried to adjust my health because I forgot to when we did the rest. And I just ruined everything.
Squints, when you kind of... Or sorry, not Squints. Grip, when you pop out and kind of look, one of them is closer to where they started, which is the farther away one, but the one that was circling around that you were kind of tailing, that's the one that's 2 meters out now. So there's one that's now shooting underneath the AV, and that's the one that's farther away. And then there's the one that's not shooting yet and is trying to kind of get a flank. That's the asshole you're
Yep.
coming up behind.
Yeah, I'm gonna grab that asshole.
Okay, you rush out at brawling. I got a 13 on my... Yeah, that's not going to work. You have him in a grab.
Cool.
All right.
I'm gonna pull him back behind cover with me
Yeah, you move 2
from
meters
where the
out,
one is shooting.
which
Yeah.
is 1 square. What's your movement normal?
8.
Yes. Yeah, you get back underneath the box.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I Batman grabbed this bitch.
For sure. Okay, it'll go to. Did I skip Leo?
Yeah.
I did. Go ahead and take your turn. Sorry, I don't want to do that to you.
Alright. So I mean, is that before the grab?
Yeah.
Alright. I guess I'll jack into that dude also.
No, you can't see him because of angling.
My John. Won't look out and see him. It's okay. Just the one that's in front of me. I
Yeah,
guess I'll try
that's
to
firing at you.
Hmm.
Go ahead and
Okay.
okay. So yeah, you kind of try to continue with him on the quick hack. The deployment's failure. Anything else from you movement wise?
If I could just put any distance between us.
So because of your position, you could run onto the other building and make it to their air conditioning kind of block and try and get cover there. You could. What's your move? What's your move? 6 at least.
It is, yes, it's 8.
Okay. You're able to kind of just jump across the small little divide, land on the other side of the roof, and kind of rush over to that spot and kind of tuck down a little bit. Okay. Then it goes to Kang Tao. The guy who has been grappled is going to kind of just lift his SMG and just and try and shoot at you. Evasion roll from you, Grip. And smart ammunition.
20 minus 2 is an 18.
Smart ammunition is not penalized by the -2 for grappling. So we're going to roll again with a +11. And a 17 won't do it. So basically, he kind of like pulls the gun up, and you can see the smart gun, and you're smart solo, so you can see the spin, meaning that the smart ammunition has toggled a target. And once it's done so, you wait, and the second you see the spark inside the barrel is when you, and then so you trick the smart ammo from shooting and missing, and then. On your side, the guy will hop up onto the AV, getting a higher position, the AV landing pad, rush across the way, kind of aim in your direction, Leo, and yell out, "Halt or I'll shoot!" And you can also detect that a smart gun link has been applied to you. So basically, at this point, in his next turn, he can fire at you even if you're around cover, and he can do so for the next 3 turns. All right.
I'm not going anywhere.
Not going anywhere.
Is
Leave me alone.
there anything going on the bottom?
So what
On
you're
ground floor?
hearing on your side is gunfire, but it's Night City. It could be from anywhere. And you're also in an echoey space. Lux Lee and her company kind of go for a second and then shake their head and then get into their SUV and they will drive off.
I was with the big gunner guy.
Big Gunner and 3 other badass looking security operators.
Okay.
Do you want to tail them?
Is Hungry in the car with me?
Hungry is not. Do you want him to be?
No.
Does Hungry want to be in
I'll
Big
tail
Toe's car?
him.
Nah.
Okay.
I'll tell him.
Big Toe says, I'm going to keep an eye on them, and then kind of follows behind slowly. Go ahead and make me a stealth roll as well. Okay.
21.
We'll discuss more here in a few seconds. Leo, it's back around to you.
Guess I'll give it the old college try once again.
Pop up, try to jack him.
He's still jacked, right?
Yeah, I just mean jack him up, like not jack him in.
Yeah. I'll try to jack him off this building.
Okay, jack him off the building, that's fine.
I still suck.
Alright. You see him laughing a bit when you kind of like click in. And he says something in Mandarin which you don't understand.
God damn it!
He might be making fun of you. Okay. Squints and Kincaid. And I said the operational order was Squints then Kincaid, but you two can fight it out. The situation is gunfire. Kincaid, you're able to detect that just due to the echoing. It seems to be above you. And the dead Kangtao security operator is an indicator that something's happening on the
Yeah, I had a hunch.
roof.
Thanks for staying quiet up there. We're both under the truck. Anybody else that was outside of the building has walked to a otherwise hidden garage.
And they've already driven off, yeah.
Oh, the other car's driven off?
Yeah, who we're calling Hideo Kojima and his two
Okay.
hirelings have left.
Okay. But there was still the individual that opened that garage for them. Who someone referred
Oh,
to
yeah,
as
yeah,
homeless.
yeah. Yeah, he looked like a homeless guy, but he apparently, opened the door for them. You're a smart enough cop to know that he's probably, he owns the property and he rents it out, right?
The
Well, that
homeless
and
one?
The
I'm
homeless
looking
man,
for
yeah.
a gimme here. Oftentimes, well, I can't guarantee this. With the camera over the door that is the entrance into the dock area, would that be at all obstructed by the truck that is currently parked at the dock?
No, it's looking down the driver's side of it, which is also where the body hit. So it's probably the case that the security camera is aware of the guy who just fell off the roof.
Okay. Is the security camera whatsoever aware of the passenger side of the truck?
It wouldn't be, and there's just a shit ton of trash over there.
That's exactly what I was looking for. Perfect. Yeah, quick as he can, Kincaid is scrambling up into that passenger door,
Roll up,
drawing a
out,
pistol,
draw a pistol. Okay, and he kind of looks over at
putting
you.
his hand over the mouth of the driver.
Well, he doesn't say anything. Hands up, and you kind of place your hand over it, and he's like, "This is a bit."
Quick flash of the badge. Tell me what you're hauling and where. You have 3 seconds.
He cannot reply in that time frame, so we'll get back to you in a bit. I demand you reply.
I
Within
wasn't
the
trying to metagame that this is my turn.
No, you said 3
I was
seconds.
trying to scare the guy into talking.
Fair. He is going to comply, just not
Fair.
immediately like that. Squints, you see Kincaid, just badass roll, kip up, and move towards the door, open the door, gun in, lean in, and you can see his feet down on the passenger side. What would you like to do?
Does the King Tao guy look dead?
Oh yeah, yeah, absolutely. His smart SMG, the Deanne, is right near him. He appears to be wearing light armor jack. His eyes are no longer glowing. They were.
Does he have light armor jack on body and head?
Yep.
I'm going to remove the one from his head and put it on myself.
Okay.
And then take his smart gun, slowly trying to sneak it because of the camera. Just kind of real slow, just.
Okay. So when you take a look at the helmet and get ready to put it on, you would see that on the back area near the neck, it looks like it has interface plugs, which means that it seems to have some sort of connection that would apply if you put it on. If you don't have smart links or interface ports, or if you just do not want to be connected to it, you can also just put it on as normal. It's plug and play.
I'm basically wanting to switch mine out because mine had damage on it from the last round. So
Got it. You have a Kangtao helmet
and then
on. But it also
yeah,
seems to have some sort of comms array in it.
cool. I will figure that a later
Okay.
date, and then kind of roll out on the passenger side and just keep cover for Kincaid.
Okay. Back up to the top. Grit, you have this guy. You have enough movement to kind of move towards the edge of the building. I would say if you throw him, it's going to be a bit more difficult because you have to throw him a distance. It wouldn't be like throwing him just off of the edge.
Can I move and throw him?
Yeah, you can move and throw him, but you're still not going to be close enough to the edge. Remember,
Yeah.
It took him a run action to fly off the edge. It's not like right there.
Okay. Can I judge how difficult that might be with my gorilla arms and
Yeah, sure.
body frame?
So it's going to require a brawling roll, DV 15 as normal. If he attempts to evade, which he can because he's not comatose or anything, he will effectively have a +3 to his roll.
Give it a shot.
Okay. All right, I got a 17.
I'm gonna use 2 luck.
Need an 18 or better. You use 2 luck. That's
Yes,
good
I
at
did.
19. So you kind of brush over to the edge.
That's
kind
how
of
we do.
kick his feet out from underneath him, and he kind of falls to one side. And as he's kind of falling that way, you grab his hip and then lift him by his crotch and just chuck him. And
Is it also on the south side?
This would have to have been. That's actually a good question.
Please.
Yeah.
It's just raining fucking bodies.
Roll a d10, Zach. 1 through 5 is going to be on the
Dodge.
north side. Yep. So it's going to be on the north side. So Hungry, you see the Kang Tao ride fly off. You see Big Toe pulling away, and Jonah, go ahead and roll me a d10. If you roll a 5, it's going to land on the tank.
Aw.
So it's literally right behind you. You don't even notice it happen, but from a cinematic angle, the big tank truck is going on, and literally a second after it happens, and Hungry's watching as he drives off. A body slams onto the ground.
Or
You don't even notice. You're just I'm following this Gang Town truck, and
Like, here's-
Okay. That's grip. It'll go to the last Kang Tao guy, who's going to put up smart ammunition at you, Leo. Again, like I said, it's going to fire around cover at you, so it's ignoring the cover.
He said freeze. I froze.
Yeah, I know.
This guy's just a dick.
Sometimes cops gonna cop.
That guy's not a cop.
He's a security officer. It's basically a Paul Blart Mall Cop situation, okay?
Right. He couldn't make it in the cops. It's even worse.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, so Leo, he is going to hit you again. It's going to
Fucking
be,
gym
again,
teacher of
another
law
× 2
enforcement.
multiplier, but this time on a roll of 10. So you're going to take a total of 20 damage.
All right,
Your
so
armor
I'll take
check.
10 damage.
Yeah, your armor check's at 10. Your armor check will be at 9 after the shooting. And
Aren't
then
you glad you rolled with the solo?
what,
Yep.
what you'll notice is once he does that, he, as a free action, will drop the clip and reload.
He dropped the
All right.
magazine.
I did it on purpose. Dropped the magazine and reloaded. Okay. Moving back to you, Leo.
So I was just thinking about this. Does he know I'm jacked in? Because he never figured it out, and I haven't successfully hit him with anything, right?
No, right, exactly. Yeah, he is not.
Or he's just like, this guy's a fucking wuss. He's just running and hiding.
No, he's pretty sure something's happening on this roof, and he's just trying to kill you, for whatever reason.
All right, I'm just yelling. I'm like, what are you doing? I haven't even moved. You told me to freeze.
Do you pop your
And,
head up and put your hands up?
I mean, I'll like pop up and immediately back down, but I'm gonna still try to fucking puppet this dude.
Okay. Roll it.
Ah, you son of a bitch.
Yeah, the threading.
I know, I was like, I purposely made it so it's a 50-50 chance every time you're like, well, I add threading, so now it's 40%, you suck. Alright, good.
So it'll go to Kincaid. In response to your statement, he kind of says, I don't pay attention to the manifest. I don't give a shit. They seal it. I take it where it goes.
Where?
He kind of looks at his, you can see a data term or a data tablet kind of like mounted on a cool looking mount on his dashboard. And it looks like the route's already been drawn out for him. It doesn't look like there's a destination listed, it looks like you just kind of like if you've ever done like Google Maps, it's like step-by-step instructions, but it doesn't have the destination listed.
I'm just gonna keep myself down low in
The passenger seat.
in the passenger seat. I'm hoping to keep space for Squints if he needs to climb in.
So there's a cabin. Like this guy probably lives in here. So yeah.
Oh, then I get behind him.
Yeah, you kind of move into that space.
I get into the back. I keep the gun trained on him.
Before you do, you kind of gesture because you see Squints come out, and you kind of gesture and then kind of move in, and then kind of like hold the gun on him, and then Squints, on your turn, do you move into the passenger seat?
Yeah.
You pop in. He kind of big old googly like blue eyes, kind of staring at this guy with a gun pointed at his head from Kincaid, and he kind of looks at you like,
Act natural.
Me or him? The driver says.
I cock the gun.
Okay. Please, I got a wife and kid.
Let's make sure you see him today.
Oh, God. He would reply, "Oh God," when you say that. Love this. This is real tense stuff. Back up to the top. Grip, as you kind of like toss that guy, you kind of look over your shoulder. Up on the AV platform, this would be exactly at the maximum distance of your movement, is a guy with a smart gun shooting in another direction. And you kind of see Leo pop out and kind of like pop back down, his eyes kind of flaring red with Netrunner shenanigans. It doesn't seem he's on his streak today. Like, he's definitely having some problems with the net. Do you want to move to this guy and start busting on him?
I have. Hold on. Do I have? Yeah, I have another machete. So I'm going to, instead of running, because you said it's double my.
No.
movement.
Exactly 8 squares away.
Oh, exactly 8 squares. Then fuck it, I'm gonna charge and grab them.
Yeah, so you kind of jump onto like one of the air conditioner units, and you can hear it kind of like, you know, just for cinematic purposes, kind of like as you kind of like leap.
Dude is unstoppable.
You leap onto the AV platform, rush towards him, and he's kind of like slowly turning in your direction. And as he's doing so, you kind of reach your hand forward to grab the gun, and he kind of like just pulls it back. He just does one of these like kind of moves. You swing at him with your big meaty hand, and it just Lifaruski with that 7. Okay. It'll go to him. Point blank.
Yeah, well.
Auto fire directly to the chest. Evasion roll.
He could dodge it.
I got a 23 on my first attempt, which means I'm going to pass regular DVs.
I'm gonna spend my last luck on this.
Okay.
Have another one for me.
22.
22. I got a 23, which means I only defeat you by 1, which means that the 12 that I just rolled as boxcars is not going to be multiplied at all. Does 12 get past your armor?
Not with my actual deflection.
So then you take no damage, and you will not suffer a critical... Or no, it's not a critical injury. Yeah, it is a critical injury.
Nothing.
Why didn't it add the 5?
What?
Oh. Okay, that's weird.
We don't see what you're seeing.
No, right. So auto fire... It doesn't multiply the 5, so it adds it down here. That's weird. Okay, so you're going to take 5 damage. It's a critical success. Because the 5 will get over the top. And then I'm going to roll 2d6 and do a critical injury to you. That's weird. That's the first time I've rolled a critical injury on auto fire. Broken leg. So you have a -4 to your movement. This can be
Wait.
quick. Go ahead.
Okay.
So
I'm just confused.
the injury effect... Okay, let me explain again. So I dealt 12
Yeah.
damage, which is exactly your amount of damage. But that's with rolling 2 6s. On the bottom of the box, it says critical injury, add 5 to the damage result. You do not add 5 and then multiply with auto fire. You multiply the dice that are rolled, and then after all damage is accounted for multipliers, you add 5. So the amount would be 12 and 5. 17 total. So 5 gets through. Damage got through. It's a critical injury. You take the critical injury, which for in this instance is broken leg. You have a minus 4 to your movement. There's going to be quick fix with a paramedic check as an action, DB 13, or you could get it permanently fixed with paramedic or surgery done at a clinic. So basically, you kind of reach forward, and as you're doing that, he kind of pulls back and drops the gun low and just shoots at your knees, and you can feel like your left leg kind of like buckle underneath the weight. Okay. That was his turn. It goes to Leo. You pop up again and can see that they're both up there on the platform fighting.
It's my time to shine. Let's poke this bitch.
Did you go for puppet again?
Let it roll. Yeah.
Yeah, you got a 13 again.
Motherfucker.
It's only funny because you keep getting what it would be without the +1 to the DVs.
Yeah.
Yeah, funny. Ha ha ha. You're so funny, John. Ha ha, funny.
I built this character thinking there was a rocker boy in the group, damn it.
To the bottom, you would hear inside of the truck
You don't have any luck to spend anyway. What are you talking about?
a single
Before
knock.
I wasted it all on like rolls of 10.
A single knock, and then the guy says, 5 minutes, then head out. And then the guy kind of looks at you and says, okay. The guy with the gun pointed at you, the driver, looks at you and says, okay. As someone inside of the actual, like, container of the truck has basically signaled him that 5 minutes and he's clear to go. Alright. Kincaid, are you doing anything else besides holding this man hostage?
Nope.
Quince, are you doing anything else besides holding
I'm
this man
reassuring
hostage?
him. Good work.
I wanted to ask about his family, see what his wife and kids' name are.
If you ask him about his family, that's fine. What you'll notice, though, is there's a machine link inside of the vehicle. He is not currently tethered to it. It does look like the vehicle has a machine link, which when he starts driving, he's going to plug into his neck, and he'll be connected to his truck.
Okay, then I'll wait.
Okay.
I'm a passenger.
Wait, what was that last bit?
He has a machine link in his truck. What that means is when he starts driving, he's going to put his head back. It's going to snap a connection to the back of his neck, his interface plugs, his personal link, to the truck. And then when he drives, he's going to be connected to the truck.
Okay.
He'll become one with the truck.
I would deduce that that's the
This is
way
box.
that this truck is operated.
This is bog standard for people who drive professionally, like when it comes
Okay,
to
fair.
like corporate shit. Yeah. Okay.
All right.
So to the top, grip. You want to not suck this time? Okay. I will try to dodge the first one. I will fail. I will try to dodge the second one. I will fail. Great. Okay. First one, solid hit. Just kind of like straight through. It looks like his light armor jack is slightly upgraded. But still, you're able to get 4 damage through. And then the second attack doesn't go through his armor. No, wait. Sorry. Halves. Way more than 4. Got it. Got it. Real damage is applied. Total of 11 and 4. Okay. It goes to him. He is going to fire the last remainder of the clip that he has currently, trying to hit you again. Grip. Go ahead and make an evasion roll. Okay. I will beat your DV by 3, which means that my 4 damage is going to be multiplied by 3, putting it at 12, which should do 1 damage. because you ablated last time. Make sense? Okay. So
Yep.
as you kind of like stumble with that leg and just fuck you, throw the punches, he kind of like pulls back and tries to shoot, and you kind of lift your arms up to block. A couple hits kind of hit against the gorilla arms. You feel a little bit of pain in there, but nothing too crazy. Leo.
Let's give it another shot. I did it! I'm the best.
You see his eyes kind of flare orange as you're fighting him, and he kind of like shooting, and he kind of like, just as a free action, drops the pistol or the submachine gun. Okay. Grip, if you want to keep punching him, you can, but on his initiative, I'm assuming he's going to run and jump off the edge, right?
Yeah, I'm gonna have him salute Grip and then jump off.
As he's running away, because his action's running. Just like...
It's a free action, just to raise my hand.
Speed
Turn his hand.
Well, full salute requires stopping, and that's...
Nah, just a hand.
Okay. Do you want to throw some more punches and see if you can't kill him before you leave? If not, it's fine. He runs and jumps
No,
up.
I'll let him jump off. We're
Yeah.
good.
You see him kind of like get hacked, and you're just like, and he, north or south, Leo?
Always south.
Okay. Another body kind of falls down and splatters. This one kind of closer to the cabin, because he was jumping off the AV landing platform. And you see him kind of hit, and it kind of spooks the driver, who's like, oh! I'm going to kill the fight music, because we are technically done with that. Hungry.
Good job, you two.
Situationally, only a few seconds passed. A Kang Tao security operator fell behind Big Toe's truck. Big Toe is following Lux's car, and it sounds like you have control of the truck, according to Kincaid and Squints. Any orders you want to bark out before I move to the next beat?
We gotta double check the cargo, see. Make sure our target's in that truck. It might be something we, like I said, it's none of our business at all.
See what I can do.
When you look at the driver, he kind of looks at you and says, if you really want to know what's in there, there's a door to the back. And he kind of gestures into his cabin.
Man after my own heart.
Hey,
You
hold on,
move,
wait.
you scream.
Hold on.
That's it.
Hold on. Wait.
Yeah.
Hold on. And he kind of says,
Stay
I'm
calm.
not trying to do anything funny. I'm not trying to do anything funny. And he reaches for his data term. I'm not trying to
Get it
do
to him.
anything. Do you let him do it?
Get his data term?
He's trying to just reach and touch the touch screen. Do you let him do it? Again, he prefaced it. He's like,
No,
let
I
me
just
do
want to have a
something
look.
quick. Hold on. Just a second. Hold on. Let me just do
Hands
something.
on the steering wheel.
He places his hands on the steering wheel. I'm just trying to help you out here. You said you wanted to know if... again, I just want to get back to my family, okay? I'll do whatever, but I'm just trying to help you with this.
And
Let me
you
do it real
will.
quick. I'm not trying to
Hands
alert
on the
them.
steering wheel.
I can't... He kind of looks over at Squints and he says, you touch the screen, hit the... and he lists like a series of things, which is kind of like a chain. And as a tech, you kind of understand like how the data term works. And you're like, oh, okay, he just wants to switch the camera in. Do you do it for him?
Yeah, I would do
You
it.
kind of reach over and kind of hit it. The data term shows a camera view that shows behind the truck, and you see two Kang Tao security operators and a guy who looks like he's in a Segatari jumpsuit. And the Segatari jumpsuit guy is pulling down the door and slams it shut, which you can't hear in the front. It's actually like a very loud, like the knocking on the door was specifically the only reason that they could hear anything. Slams it shut. You see him lock it with a master lock, and you see him like pull a like metal tie and kind of close it, basically a security seal. And as you're sitting there watching, the security operators nod their head, and then in the audio on it, you can hear them say, "Okay, Lee's car will be outside of the tunnelway. Be prepared to meet up with her there. She'll lead your vehicle." And then they kind of head away into the space, and the Segatari guy goes over, sits on a box crate, and starts smoking a cigarette. And then the guy, the driver, he goes, see, he kind of looks at the Kincaid. Thanks guy, thanks kid. really, really appreciate that. I just see now that we're closed up. You can go back there, and they won't even see you. You can just go back there." And he kind of points to the door. It's fine.
Quince, see if you can't get those crates open and get a look at what's inside.
Yes, sir, boss. I'll hop back and try to see what I can.
You weasel past
Fine.
Kincaid, and then you kind of open this door, head into the back area. You look around and you see that there are indeed 5 crates in here. Each of the
I would
crates
wanna-
has a security terminal on it, which means that it has to be breached to open. This can be done either through Netrunner skills or electronic security. DVs are different depending on what you utilize.
I
Obviously,
tell Kincaid I can try it with electronic security. Otherwise, we need a Netrunner. What do you think?
Do you think you can do it? Give it a shot.
Feeling pretty good. I'm gonna put 2 luck on mine.
okay.
So I'm gonna move mine down to 4 now.
Okay.
And
So
then
there are a
elec-
total of 5 boxes. There's 1, 2 on the left, and there's 3, 4, 5 on the right. And when I say that, I mean to say too that the 3 are kind of closer to the back, and the 2 are kind of closer to the front. And when I say front, I mean where you're located
driver.
when you come through. Yeah, the driver's side.
I would get the closest one to us.
Okay.
22.
Pull out your tools, start messing around with the thing. Sparks fly a little bit.
24 actually with my
Yeah.
+2 for my luck. Sorry.
The panel is able to be pulled off, and when you pull the panel, you can actually see the manual lock. You just grab the lever and pull it, and then kind of lift up the crate. And inside, for a moment, you're kind of like bewildered because there's a bit of like smoke that comes out. And what you realize is this seems to be some sort of cold storage container. And as you're kind of looking inside, and the mist clears, inside you see what looks like a baby horse laying in kind of the fetal position inside of the case.
This isn't video games, Kincaid. I don't. Weird. Some kind of freezer.
You'd also see that inside of the container, there appear to be vital readings, and there appears to be like connections to it. And every second that you leave the container open, you can see that it's kind of moving towards what appears to be a red zone.
I would close the container.
I need
Yep.
another electronic security check for you to fix it back.
25.
Success.
Good lord.
You're
I'm
pretty
on
sure.
1 trick pony.
Oh, because there's a
Yes,
horse in
God.
there? A baby horse is called a pony. You're right. Okay, there are 5 more crates in this space. Either they all have horses, or there's a mixed bag.
What do you want me to do, Kincaid? This one was not games.
Hey, he kind of.
Check what's in the tail of his truck. Whatever that is, it's their first step.
Hey, boss. Hey, boss. Hey, boss. Hey, boss. I'm just trying to help you here. I don't want to get shot either, and by you or them. And he kind of
Right.
looks at the data term and he says, "I got to get moving now. The security operators are going to know if I don't show up in 5, and it's been 5. I gotta get driving. Do you want me to move, or what are we
Start
doing?"
crawling.
All right. You got it. I'll take it nice and slow. And he kind of puts his foot on the gas, and it's like a nice little as you start moving through the alleyway, and you feel it back
Go to
there.
Yep.
You go to this one, security terminal as well, but this one is a lot easier to open in that it looks like it was left with the operational code like displayed like on a effectively like a small little stamp near the electronic security panel. You say they can't have been that dumb, but you figure to try it anyways, and sure enough, yeah, they posted the code to the panel on the thing. Once you open this second one on the back end, inside is 6 suitcases. And as you kind of like look inside and kind of pull one out, you can see that on the side of the suitcase is an Arasaka logo. Slide that back in, or do you want to pull it out and check what's inside?
Is it locked or anything?
The suitcase does not appear to be locked.
I'm gonna check and see what it is.
Okay, pop it open. 6 data shards. Very elaborate looking data shards. These are not your standard plug and play or toss, kind of shards. They're kind of like a clear pinkish red color with kind of like a very cemented kind of like lock portion. So it looks like if you were to slot the shard, it would kind of lock inside of your data slot.
Neat. Yeah, close it up, put it back.
Okay.
Check the next one closest to the back.
Okay. So you move to the back.
I'm assuming those 3 are going to be similar.
As you're moving
I
back,
shouldn't jump that.
as you're moving back, the crawling, like he's going as slow as possible, right? But he's moving forward, and as he's kind of doing so, up ahead you see an SUV pull up. Big Toe, you pull up behind a ways and see that the Luxley vehicle has just gone around the block, gone to the back of the building, and is parked near where the access point is. It looks like they're getting ready to tail the truck once it comes out. Laying in wait, or do you want to make a move here?
Killer.
I want to let everyone know, or I guess I'll let Hungry know that Luxley did a run around the building and is gonna follow the truck.
Okay.
All right. What do we got? What's in the goddamn truck? You guys figured out?
I would relay what I found to Hungry and the group.
And when he does, are you taking any like photos with your holo, like just like sending over a picture?
Oh, I'd turn it on. I'd FaceTime it
Hey,
if I could.
Hungry, that box full of Arasaka suitcases. Suitcases look fucking familiar. Shards inside look fucking familiar. Like scary familiar. I'm hoping you understand what I'm dropping here.
Yeah.
Okay, good. When you go to the last 3, they don't have security terms on them, Squints. And when you open them up, inside they have parts, and it looks like boxes of batteries. This looks like the possibility of creating a Rush Revolution Plus, but the dream has not exactly been realized. So go ahead, Hungry. You're going to say something. Sorry.
I don't think Mark's on the truck. I think you guys need to pull out of that, get the crates off the roof, and get out of here.
I would be talking to him about the
actually-
horse thing as well.
Yeah, whatever they got going on in there with Arasaka, we don't need to be mixed up in. Big Toe said that fucking kill squad's on their way back to the truck. I think you guys need to abort.
Sounds
Okay.
good.
So when you look to the side doors, what you'll notice is that you are now fully in that alleyway, and those doors do not open.
Wait, what?
You're inside the truck.
Yeah.
The truck's moving through a very narrow alleyway, as I described several times. Your doors do not open. There is no way to get out of the truck. Unless you think of
can't
one.
roll down the window and climb out the window?
Rolling down the window would then present the fact that that wall of the alleyway is still about a foot away. Squints, you're scrawny enough, I think you could get out, sure. But you big man Kincaid, not so much. I'm going to cut from you, and I'm going to go back up to the rooftop. As that's happening, Hungry, and you're kind of getting that, and you're kind of looking at the crates, and you're looking at the pictures, and you're like, what the fuck? You get a text from Molly, incoming 10 minutes. Need someone on the roof to be able to load up the winch.
Do we all get that message, or
Grip
just
should be
Hungry?
good for it. Yeah, you probably all get it on Holo, sure.
Grip sends back, still on the roof, ready to load.
Right on.
We got
Okay.
time. Should we check out the 4th floor real quick?
Ten minutes,
Silence is
yeah.
golden. Yeah.
We
It's
can.
already a greedy gig.
I'll go.
I mean, if this is just a conversation between you two, obviously.
Yeah.
You go. I'll watch the cargo if you want to go.
Okay. Yeah, I'll go.
Okay. Go ahead and give me a stealth roll, and then we'll cut back to you here in a minute. Hungry, as you're kind of waiting, you would see 3 more security operators come out of the front door. And it looks like when they come out from your angle, you can see them kind of closing the door. And it looks like they are fully securing the electronic security measures on the door. Like they are sealing it up for good. They then start walking towards the street. And when they get there, they kind of just like sit around. One of them kind of pulls his helmet up a bit, pulls a cigarette out and starts lighting it. There's just 3 Kang Tao security operators standing like a bunch of dorks on the street, like just hanging out. And if your math is good, you would note that it probably was around 20 individuals on scene, with Luxley as the 21st, 3 on the roof, 3 here.
No, 3 on the ground.
Yeah, the 3 on the ground. Oh, thank you. No, that's very interesting. Hold on, pause for a second. They see their friends on the north side because one of them did hit their
friend.
Yeah.
And they stop, and he like pulls his helmet up and he starts smoking a cigarette, and then he goes, "What the fuck?" And they're gonna go back inside. Okay, so what'd you get on your stealth check?
16.
Okay. Gotta do it. When you go in and you make it down to the 4th floor, what you would see is that the elevator, because you probably take the steps to be safe, the elevator chimes and you see 3 security operators come out with Deanne's kind of looking around, and then the Segatari employees that are on that floor, like as you're just peeking out the door or out the stairwell, they're like hands raised, and they say, "Where are they? Where are the people who were on the roof?" And they kind of don't know what you're talking about, kind of looks on their faces. A lot of arguing back and forth that is not amounting to anything, but from what you can tell, that the security operators that were down there smoking a cigarette, that might have been the ones that were on the loading bay, they look like they're very angry and they are in full like search for someone mode. Do you want to stay on this floor and play around with it, or do you want to roll back up to the roof?
Nah, I'm gonna go back up to the roof and let Grip know.
And the security panel on the door that comes out to the roof is an exterior door. So it has a security panel that can be like locked and sealed. If you want to close it out, you can roll an electronic security to bar people from exiting that door.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Effectively locking you and Grip out of the house, but locking everyone in it instead. Yep. Yeah.
20.
You pull out some tools and just kind of start, plugging and playing and fucking it up. Kincaid and Squints, back to you. How do you want to do this? Like, how would you like to try and get out of the truck? Do you look for anything in particular, or is there any moves you want to make?
We're in a narrow alley.
Yep.
I just want to make sure I understand. We're in a narrow alley. We can't get either door open.
Mm-hmm.
And the SUV is pulling up behind.
SUV is pulled up ahead of you and is at the exit of the tunnel way you're in. So when you come out, that's where it'll be. So if you were to jump out, then they'd be like, "Who the fuck are you?" And they'd probably mess around with you.
Okay.
So yeah, you need to do something before that happens to.
So they would be able to see the cabin from the front.
They're probably not looking down the barrel right now, to be honest. They will only kind of detect you when you come out. But it is kind of a panic mode situation for sure.
Could I, throwing this out there to see if this is possible with the tools that I have? I have a torch in my tech bag. Could I cut the lock off of the back of the truck and then open the back of the truck and jump out that way?
That would definitely make it very obvious that had happened, and that's absolutely an option. But I want you to go ahead and give me a vehicles tech roll.
Vehicles tech. Technique.
I get the idea that you're trying to throw down. I just want to give you a bit of clarity so you can kind of get a
land vehicle tech.
That's the one, yeah.
29.
This kind of truck is an old rigger. You know that this thing kind of like moves very kind of dependent on the fact that it is not determinately locked to the trailer that it's dragging. The door in between, it is not a full-on connection port. It's like a webbed portal way with like cables and such for hydraulics and this the like that connects both the cabin and that space. What you know is that if you wanted to get out of this place, the softest spot to drop out of would be between the cabin and the trailer, and you'd burn a hole through the floor there and then just drop down underneath the
That's
vehicle.
what I was kind of looking for. I just didn't know which one.
Absolutely.
I would let Kincaid know and be like, we can get out of here real quick.
It started.
All right, and I pull out my torch and start.
And Kincaid, you're a human perceptive kind of guy. You would see that as like the torching kind of happens, his face kind of goes, "Oh man!" Like he's really annoyed at like his truck being kind of burned on and fucked with. But he doesn't say anything after the kind of just initial, and then he kind of like locks in and still slowly trawls the car, the truck forward.
Did I say I carry cash?
Yeah.
Eyeballing it. I don't.
About
Kincaid
1,000.
doesn't know shit.
About 1,000.
1,000.
Yeah.
All right. I'll roll some money on the dash.
Okay.
You won't see me again. You'll see your family today. I
Hey.
appreciate your service.
He looks at you and he says, yeah, there's a mat on the back cabin. There's a mat on the cabin. Just put that in the between space. It'll look clean. It'll look clean."
Good answer. Drive safe.
Okay.
I go and fetch that
Okay.
and
You
assist
two kind of slip
Squints
out,
where necessary.
laying on the floor as the trailer kind of crawls over you, and as it does so, like the sunlight breaching in from the alleyway kind of comes in a bit as the truck moves out a bit further and allows for it to kind of catch through. And you're just laying there on the ground for a second, get up, slowly and quietly just start moving back down the alleyway. The truck kind of stops there for a second. You can see its turn signal flaring, giving you plenty of time to move back down the alleyway until the truck is able to turn into traffic because it's a populated road. And then you would see the truck go. Big Toe, you see the truck go. And then you'd see Lux Lee's vehicle kind of move up beside it, move quickly around it, and take pace to lead in front of it. Do you follow still, or do you hold back, or do you put forward a call to ask what to do?
I'm gonna call Hungry and ask him what he wants me to do. If he wants me to follow him or not.
We're talking about the Emperor, right?
We're talking about the Emperor and the truck. Yeah,
The
they're now
SUV?
a convoy.
Nah, just get back to microwave.
And I am saying it wrong on purpose.
I understand. Totally fine.
I like it.
Yeah, get back to microwave. We got, I don't know, shit might pop off here. We got to buy 10 minutes for Molly.
All right, you got it. And then you're gonna drive to microwave.
You make your way around, and you come back around to the front. When you get there, you can hear what sounds like gunfire, and this would be kind of close to the 10-minute mark. Leo and Grip up on top. There's gunfire coming from inside. It seems like they're trying to shoot out the lock. Leo, you already know that that's not going to be sufficient with the Deans that they're wielding, so you just kind of like, whatever. Fucking losers. And about a minute later, you see a gyrocopter flare through. Everything becomes helicopter blades. Like, all you can hear is helicopter blades. The world is helicopter blades. You are helicopter blades. Everyone is helicopter blades. A winch drops down. Grip, you grab it and secure it to one of the crates. And she will winch it up as tight as it needs to be, and then she'll start moving the gyrocopter out with the one crate. For the others, Grip, you could probably carry, like, you don't have like a bag or a rucksack or a duffel bag or anything, I don't think, right?
I have a carry-all.
Oh, you have a carry-all? You can
Yeah.
probably carry 4 of them then. They're pretty big. And then Leo, if you want to just carry 1 in your hand, that's totally chill. You might be able to do 2.
I'll say by hoodie pocket.
I'd say you could do 2. So a total of
Okay.
6 of those systems. You grab a hold of them, and at this point, you know that the way you're getting out of here is the way you came in. Shoot up towards the
Yep.
thing, and slowly make your way with your systems. So Leo, if you were scared before of balance issues, you've got the 2 systems. I need you to make an athletics roll for me.
Oh, I got this. My body of 4.
Depending on how bad you do on this is funny. Okay.
I'm the best.
We're good.
Whoa.
We're
Good
good. Those consoles are worth everything to that little fucking nerd.
I locked it in, bro. I'm like, I got this shit.
Apparently, with the smell of nostalgia, the feeling of power in playing video games, I can't even
Andy's
remember.
fucking over Lux Lee.
Andy's fucking over Lux Lee. There's a lot going on here. The boner is hard. He and Grip managed to, might have to make it weird. They make it out. Hungry. Big Toe comes, picks you up, and then Grip and Leo, you'll be picked up shortly thereafter. Kincaid and Squints, after you network through the winding way, you're able to get picked up by Big Toe as well. Okay.
When we get picked up, I say to Grip, I killed twice as many as you.
You didn't let me swing on that last one before you topped him off the edge.
Why is he a dwarf now?
Laugh.
I don't know. I switched characters before you threw him off the
You
edge.
should have said something like, we wouldn't have had to fucking fight him at all if it wasn't for your shit hacking.
Right? You also took more bullets than me.
I don't know, that me looks pretty bad.
Sure.
Leo, as you're heading out, you would realize that at this juncture, if you get a drop-off from Big Toe, you could probably make your employment, but you'd have to drop off these consoles with them. If you're focused on the consoles, and you want to make sure you stow them and keep them to yourself, then you'd want to secure them and make sure you'd have to skip the appointment.
Nah, I'll go to my appointment. I was going to give one to Squints anyway, so wasn't that worried about it.
Okay. So you hand them over to Squints to keep a hold of these. Get one to Gord if you can, I guess, is probably a good way to say it. And then you get dropped off for your appointment. Okay? Kincaid and crew, you make it back to H3. It's actually kind of funny. As you make it onto the highway, you can see the gyrocopter heading towards Mega Building H3. Keeping a low kind of radar scope, so it doesn't look like it's being detected by NCPD or aerial highway patrol. But it makes its way to the Mega Building.
Is the gyrocopter? Is it the destroyer?
Is that the one you have on your sheet?
Yeah.
No.
Oh.
It is a very light gyrocopter. It looks like it was just able to carry that one crate.
Gotcha.
If they had tried to put anything else on it, it would have not been great. Okay. So, you get back. Let me know what you guys want to do, and I'll explain to you what happens next.
Can we take a couple consoles, for the kids and Dustin?
Yeah, you've got a total of 6. Looks like 4 that Grip has, so you can take those ones. If they are okay with relinquish. Grip, are you okay with giving a couple to King or Big Toe for Dustin? Okay.
Yeah.
You got 2 more on you, and then Squints got one from Leo, and then said, "Hold on to this one for me." That one's for Leo. So you have 2 more to toss around, and then the crate is going to Gord. So when you're done with the job, tell me what you want to do. Just anybody who's doing anything in particular.
Kincaid's trying to distance himself again.
Yep. So
business as usual, doing the sweep of the apartment.
Yeah. So the second that you kind of are done with the job, you kind of just get dropped off at your apartment.
Sounds fair.
Okay. Yeah, if you do a full sweep, nothing's crazy. Bug detector doesn't seem to catch anything. And then everybody else goes to Mega Building H3. The gyrocopter lands up on the AV pad, drops off the crate, and then we'll speed off towards Dustin. Molly will send a text saying, "Good, glad that went quick. Hurry up with the payouts and stuff. Hungry. Amanda, can't wait to speak to you."
Yeah, thanks for your assistance. I'll be in touch first thing in the morning.
Sounds good. You all are sitting in the office. You got the consoles. Big Toe asked for the 2. And then Hungry, what are you doing in the aftermath of the job? Anybody you want to reach out to? Finalize this biz?
Yeah, we're fucking set up a handoff to Gort.
Gort says, yeah, sure. You can drop them off here, or whatever you think would be good. Is the text he sends back.
Wants us to drop it off at his fucking house.
Not his house, his place of business,
Oh, okay.
where he is an employee, not an owner.
Yeah, probably best to get it done.
I don't know why I'm texting, so probably best to get it done tonight. In the early hours of the morning.
Sounds good. I'll be awake all night. I'll throw down some chromanticores. I'll be jazzed.
That's the plan.
Okay. So
All right. How to get crate from one place to the other?
Chino will have you know that like there's an elevator that accesses the roof. You put that fat boy in there using a pallet jack or
Right.
device which is very prominent. You probably just ask I can't remember the name of the guy who runs the bottom block, but that guy's got plenty of tools and utilities that he's willing to lend to people in the mega block. You load it into the elevator, descend down to the floor, load it onto the food truck, which is easy enough to do. I mean, similar containers are probably used in that space. Not as big, probably half as big, but you're able to kind of fit it in with Mac's help moving stuff around. And then you just drive on over there and take the pallet jack you had, use it, pull it off the back of the truck.
Yeah.
You want to go.
And then we get paid.
You want to go. Mac is obviously the driver of the Hungry truck, so you've got 2 people in there. With the stuff that's in there, you could probably take 1 more person. Leo says he's not going to be free tonight. And then Grip, I assume, would be the one, right? You take with you? Or do you want to take Squints?
Oh,
Squints lives right near there, so he can just
I'll
meet
say-
you there.
Okay.
Yeah, Squints lives
Yeah,
near
everybody-
Gort, and they both live near the Brain Dance arcade, so it's totally chill. So Squints, you go home and say, are told to meet when, be ready, be up all night, and we'll meet at this location. Grip, you're able to maneuver a pallet jack, no problem. Boom, load it up. Mac, Hungry, Grip, in the food truck, drive out that way, let's say 3 a.m. But before we get there, okay, Leo, I want you to describe in full what your plan of attack is here. And depending on how descriptive you are in your hunt, will determine whether or not it goes through successfully or what rules you'll need to make it happen.
So I guess the question is, like, the way I described it to you was like a week neta, and pretty much getting someone to go into it and then going after them. Are we still going that route?
Yeah. So basically,
Okay.
you're asking them to meet at this location where they're basically logging into a location where they're very exploitable.
Okay. Yeah. So that's how I was hoping it was still going to go. To get them in this neta, and I wanted to be like lying in wait, with Dragon already like rezzed, and pretty much just going after this runner in this neta.
Okay. So this runner that you're going against, immediately once they enter in and the dragon's present and you lock them out from jacking out inside of the net architecture you set up that was basically like a honeypot kind of situation, a thing that was something that they were really interested in logging into and weren't really thinking about the possible repercussions, like either like a sex interlink or a video game interlink, whatever your sweet method is, whatever brought them into that space to get fucked, not in a good way. That happens. And there's really, with a dragon, there's really no need for us to roll, because I'm telling you that the person who we're talking about has an interface rank of 2. There's no way he's playing games with that specific demon or that specific program. He's fucked. You are able to find his exact location, not just where he tethered to it. And when he is effectively scrubbed from the net, you walk over to his corpse, staring down as the lights in his eyes, glowing red from the interface, shimmer down and become blank. It looks like he has a cyber deck. That is pretty preem. It's a wrist-mounted cyber deck, but it doesn't look like trash. Effectively, what you're understanding is that this individual had no skill. All he had was product. Somebody bought him a lot of stuff, and he was basically shooting outside of his weight class.
As the light's fading from his eyes, I actually want to bite him, bite his neck.
Okay.
Just savor it for a moment.
Yeah. You can feel the life force kind of exit him as you kind of like finish that, and as you kind of get up from him and like you understand he's dead in both life and in the net. You peel his cyber deck off of him, rip the cord out of his deep neuroport connection, and just kind of satiated, but at the same time kind of like wishing it was more, move away from the space. Late as fuck in the evening, and I'll discuss with you what the cyber deck has after a fashion. It looks like we're getting close to time, so I want to make sure this next beat.
That's fine. The last question I have though is, what does it take to actually just send someone a message, but like completely anonymously? How hard is it?
Kincaid's a master of it with disposable phones. Yeah, it's not hard.
Okay, I wanted to send someone.
I don't know if you could do it for cheaper by like dummying a phone.
I guess it matters who you're sending it to. Who are you sending the message to?
Empress.
Okay.
Yeah, what kind of message do you want to send?
Yeah, if you want to send me the message and you want to do it anonymously,
I don't know. I could say it. Like I don't mind.
Yeah. Okay. Go ahead.
It's just a message to her that just says 6th Street is out of frankincense and myrrh. And that's it. Like that's literally the whole message. I hope you understand.
I do. That's why I'm laughing. I would say that the funny bit, if we were doing like a cinematic kind of beat, is you would see Empress kind of looking down at it, kind of smiling, and just kind of. Oh. And she doesn't know who's putting this together, but she will definitely be reaching out to figure out who this anonymous message was from. Okay. Nighttime is the right time for illicit trafficking deals. You make your way to the location. The brain dance space has a kind of pull up behind area where stuff can be loaded, mostly done for food, but in your instance, illicitly acquired materials. And Gort comes out the back. Oh, hey, I'm glad you guys made it. Do you need any help with anything, or?
No, just show me where you want it.
Okay. And then he kind of like leads you inside and points to a space in the back. And then he says, and he points to a table nearby. And you can see that there's a big armored suitcase on the table. That's for you.
All right.
You walk over.
Pop it open and I'm looking.
There's a lock mechanism. And you realize that as you kind of like look at it, it doesn't appear to have been activated, so you just put in the basic code 12345, pop open it, and inside the promised 100,000 eddies.
Beautiful.
Like it's a literal Pulp Fiction moment for you. It's like glowing, like it's a lot of money. It's a lot of liquid, and you kind of shut the case. You very quickly kind of set the activator, and you now have a personal key. Only you can open this now. And you grab the suitcase. Gort helps, or it really more or less gets in the way of Grip, as Grip is basically putting the pallet to where it was asked to be placed. And Mac keeps the truck running. Once everything's done, do you have anything you want to say to Gort before the business is concluded?
Pleasure doing business with you.
You too, Choom. It was really good. Can you do me a favor?
Just make sure you keep all this close to the chest, as close as you can.
You bet.
Less people that know about it, the better for you.
Can you do me a favor?
What's the favor?
Can you tell me why Leo's not here?
Oh, he was having a pretty rough night at the job.
No.
Things didn't go too well for him. He needed some time for himself.
Is he mad at me?
Not that I know of.
Can you tell him I'm sorry?
Yeah, I'll pass the message on.
Thanks, Hungry. You're really cool, man. Probably no fixers in Night City like you. Yeah. Thanks so much for this. You really don't understand how much you're helping the community out here. Words like song.
I'm glad for that.
Hungry's ears
There'll be
are
a
like,
lot of happy kids out there.
he's like, oh, I'm getting paid to make the community good. Oh, this is the best kind of gig. And you stash up. Grip hops in the back. Smells like fucking burgers back there. And Mac lights up the truck, and it's already been kind of running, so drives you off back to the spot. Big Toe, I'm assuming that when you kind of got done with the gig, you kind of probably meandered off, yeah? Headed back home to Dustin?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I wanted to get those consoles to everyone, or all the kids and stuff.
You get there, you hand them on over. The kids are excited, they're ecstatic. It is as it was the day before. It looks like it is very much, 2 days before, defensive mode. You can enter into the space, and as you're kind of passing out the pieces, you find that Molly and Amanda are both kind of moving to find you out. And when they finally do, they kind of look at you, and Molly nods her head. Amanda says, "Lock in, Big Toe. I need you to get Hungry on board with this gig. It's very important. These scabs are a fucking problem. This alpha motherfucker is a real big deal. I need it handled."
Got it. We're finishing up our gig tonight, and then he said he was gonna call you in the morning.
Okay. We'll set up a meet. Really appreciate it. And Molly, good work on rolling that gyrocopter out. We've been having problems moving stuff through air, too. Scab motherfuckers appear to have a SAM site. I don't know where the fuck they got it, but they seem to be pulling in more military-grade tech, too. Wild shit. And you just stick around here for a while. When Hungry makes his way here and brings in whatever crew he can, give us some help. That's great. And if he can help me negotiate the situation between 6th Street and Valentino's to help us, since both of those motherfuckers owe us, great. Cut from you. Kincaid, we mentioned no bugs. Squints, I don't really have anything else for you for the evening time, I don't think. You don't have any gear or anything that you're going to be throwing together? Nothing crazy?
I want to try some stuff later, but not anything. I don't want to metagame and try to do the thing again. I want to wait till I have all my luck to throw into something big if it's crazy.
Well, what I'm going to explain to you right now, we're coming close to the end of the evening, but we're probably going to end a little bit early because we definitely hit the spot. Next session will be a few weeks out from today. Going on vacation, so we'll be dealing with that. I think it's going to be the 4th of May is the next time we pick back up. So a little ways out. What I want to make sure we do here, though, is we understand what expectations are in the next beat. The Amanda meet will not take place tomorrow as Big Toe suggested. That's just not going to happen. She's going to break the meeting, and you're going to be forced into downtime for the next few days. The next in-game session where we start actively pursuing narrative will be the 20th of January, which is obviously a notable date because King K will be going back to the Force. The plot lines that will be present on that date. Kincaid will be going back to the Force, and we will be dealing with that. And Hungry will finally establish a meet with Amanda, and will be attending it. Big Toe, you will be on Amanda's side during that meet. Grip, I presume you will be on Hungry's side during that meet. Leo and Squints, you are absolutely non-parties. You do not have to go to the meet or not. You can go or not. It's your choice. Doesn't matter. If you are operationally doing things that are downtime related, like crafting or hunting, that's also fine. You will be awarded IP after we end this session. You will also refund or rebuild on your luck, and another thing will happen because of what has been accomplished here. So this is a stop point. There will be a few days downtime, and the next time we pick up, it'll be episodic, right into the next beat. So those watching at home, thank you for watching, and we will pick up in a few weeks as we continue into the next arc of Run the Block. Thanks for watching those that did, and we'll see you then.